Chat Capital, what's good? Shred Lord, this is how we doing. Shred Lords and Shred Lord, this is how the heck we doing. Catch me up, y'all. It's freaking Friday in the mix. Catch me up, y'all. How the heck y'all living? Everybody happy, healthy? Everybody out here happy, healthy? What the business is? What the heck we got going on? I was feeling slightly like a degen, and I wanted to play a copyright song as an intro, but we're not gonna get in trouble today. Let's not get striked today, huh? We picked up enough this week, mates. All right, Jack, give me a minute. I'm gonna get situated, turn on this camera. We about to rock and roll. I got so much stuff planned tonight. We got a rock and roll. How y'all doing? Hold on. Let me play my track real quick, man. Let's get real about it.
Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it. I mean, I don't.
Let me play my track, man. Chat, what's good, y'all? Oh, you can't even see. Can't even see me. What's good, chat?
I mean, I don't
what up, Shred Lord?
Feel about it. I mean, I don't even really have a real hobby. It's not a real problem, and I still got it. I need $1 billion. Yeah, I've been in the lab, so I'm not one you see around. Thinking about my goals, so I'm not fun to be around. Now I want the whole field. Ain't no bush to beat around. I take it to the sky, so I don't ever see the ground. Wild call by, you can say I'm in the hunt now. Living out my fantasy, they love it when I touch down. Flyer than a plane or a pelican. I'm up now, money true holiday. I'm playing for the Bucks now. I'm out in BK, Steve Nash. I don't see much, man, I only see cash. You can't be mad, you need to relax. And my favorite drug is hustle, I'm about to relapse. I'm getting all this money just from
time to make some money moves, boys and girls. What's good?
I'm managing my ways, so they say it needs trash, but they look me up on Google, they keep their knees tabs. Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you
Chris, what's good, man?
I mean, I don't even really have a real hobby.
On snap, everyone out here meeting management teams. What's good? Hey, that's exciting, bro. Oh yeah, we gotta do that on stream together. We gotta look at prep a diligence like agenda, gameplay.
My balls are infinite, my cars got tits in it. I should get a Tesla.
How y'all doing, man?
I should call your mom like I love your chicken dish. So she calls you up and says
fun stuff planned today, y'all. So much fun stuff planned today.
Make it hit. I said what's up to him. You can't take that shit.
We about to be cooking up all day, y'all. We about to be cooking up all day, literally. Feels weird being back on like the graveyard shift, you know what I'm saying? Like night owl time. We used to, the early morning stuff was low-key kind of a vibe. It was low-key kind of a vibe.
They gon' still be at me. They can't take it out of me. Mommy would be proud of me.
Let's be real about it.
I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it.
Let's be real about it.
Really have a real hobby. That's not a real problem.
So much stuff going on in the world.
Let's be real about it.
Wait, Edwin, how did Chevron go? You quickly check what they were talking about?
It's not a real problem, and I still got it. I need $1 billion. Yeah.
You Edwin, you check real quick for Chevron? Are they up or down? They up or down? I wonder if it's like a needle moving thing. I wonder if like the economy's banking on that.
I can't believe a life without you's what I'm living.
I wonder if folks are kind of pressed about it.
There was more I could have given you. I don't think that there's a part of me that somehow isn't you.
Camera quality kind of good today.
You
on a little light skin vibes, man. On a little light skin vibes. I'm just trying to check. Hold on, let me do my little sprint. Check the markets real quick, y'all. Check the markets real quick. What they got going on in the world, man? What they got going on in the world, twin? What they got going on in the world, twin stirs? Oh, Melania Trump got a documentary? All right.
made. And the truth is, I still got that money set aside in my savings.
Supposed to be looking at Chevron.
And that wedding and our first down payment. I've been holding on.
Dang, hey, silver went down 20-30% today.
That we stayed, I didn't think we could fade. And I love you still, but you said that your feelings have changed about us. So I called a jeweler, and instead of your ring, I bought a gold chain and chased the pain away. And my heart aches, the
Silver
strain
prize.
feels the same as the propane it takes to make a flame. But it went away, and it's okay.
Chevron's huge, bro. Dang, silver really did fall 25% today. This is crazy. What the heck? What happened to silver? Oh, snap. Chad, how we doing? Happy freaking Finance Fridays, y'all. We back into the late night graveyard shift in the mix. I hope y'all doing well, man. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all doing well, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all doing well, you know what I'm saying? We can rock and roll, man. We out here trying to make some smart money moves. Gold took a beating too? Oh, snap. Hold on, let me throw my phone somewhere. Lock in. Focus on. What happened to gold? For real? Ooh. I mean, it's still close to 5,000 though. You know what I'm saying? It's still close to 5,000. Still up 11% over. I don't know. Like what is moving? 3 reasons for the record rising gold and 1 why they are falling. All right, let's get smarter on this. Teach me something, Faria Masood. All right? Because I'm trying to figure out like what this play is. I think Buffett had a quote like a long time ago where it's just like, these things are like, you're not buying a productive asset, right? Like you're not really buying a productive asset. So it just becomes like an annoying play to just like what are we doing here? You know, it doesn't generate any income. There's no operating business. There's no management team you can diligence. It's kind of just like you buying gold with the expectation that someone else is going to buy gold, kind of like a crypto play. But gold is like truly embedded into like the psychology of safety in this country and globally. So the value of gold is surge. I always wonder why people make very long articles. You know what I'm saying? Why don't they just like literally make a bullet point of just like boom, boom, boom. Gemini, you're up. Summarize this into 3 bullet points as to why gold fell today. Nearly 10%, as well as silver, which plummeted like 25%. We gotta figure this out. Chat, I want to talk about AI stocks today. That's gonna be banger. We're gonna talk about some AI stocks. I have this like really cool thing here that I made. It's gonna be a really fun game. We're gonna tier rank all of the AI stocks of 2025. That's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a fun little segment. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hear about some gold. I owe Edwin a management team agenda. So that's probably the first thing we're gonna do after we get into this gold mess, is we're gonna build Edwin a management team agenda. And then what else is happening in the world? Is there anything that's like big and relevant in the world? What else is like huge? Wait, Edwin, is it in person this weekend? Your management meeting with the owners? Is this your first one? If this is your first one, that's a W. All right, so we're gonna summarize this literally in the 3 bullets. Hey, first of many, bro. First of many. I've had hundreds of management meetings, man. They're so fun, but then so draining, and it's just like it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, bro. Don't get too bogged down by it, man. Like, don't be too overwhelmed with it. Don't feel nervous. It's casual. Be presentable. Be respectful. You know. I'm gonna give you the whole playbook. I'm gonna give you a whole playbook. All right, gold. Let's get smarter real quick. So, gold and silver saw correction today. Stabilizing U.S. leadership. So literally, silver fell 30% because Trump nominated someone for the Fed chair. and he is a relatively safe bet compared to other candidates, which calmed fears of a Federal Reserve that would simply cave to political demands. It's so counterintuitive. The fact that we have a quote unquote safe bet for the new Fed chair, silver plummets 30%. That's why I avoid commodities, y'all. This is why I avoid commodities. It's counterintuitive, right? Like, if anything, it's just like this dude should be good for the economy. Now I'm just like, what the heck? Gold and silver are fear assets. Like, when you skirt, just buy gold and gold and silver. You know what I'm saying? All right. Reduced inflation and interest rate fears. Okay. Prior to the news, prices were soaring on fears that a new Fed chair would aggressively cut interest rates, leading to a weaker dollar and higher inflation. The prospect of a more traditional monetary leadership reduced the need of gold and silver as inflation hedge. All right. La-di-da-di-da-di. Correction for the record highs. Boom. What did y'all vote? I feel like y'all voted on gold. I think y'all low-key voted buy on gold. Y'all would have been chalked. Hey, chat cabinet, I got to get it together, committee. I don't know. Somebody remind me. I feel like y'all voted buy on gold at this time. That's crazy work. Thank God we ain't officially pitched that, because y'all would have had us chalked. Y'all would have had us messed up. Nah, I got me wondering, can I trust y'all with our AUM? Just kidding. We're still gonna give you guys all the decision making power. That's the power of chat capital. That's the power of chat capital. All right, so we summarized that literally in 3 bullet points. They don't need a 50-page article, though. All right, so gold falls 30%. This is the most counterintuitive update, literally because there's a new Fed chair nomination likely to be a stable guy, this like Walsh guy, or Warsh. Silver plummets 30%. So the fact that things are calming down means that a commodity plummets 30%. This is why I don't buy commodities, y'all. Right? This is literally why I don't buy commodities. You got to lock in and focus on things that are productive, cash flowing, real operating businesses. And it's just like this. You buying this is banking on someone else literally paying a higher price for it and banking on more fear. That's tough to underwrite. That's tough to underwrite. I'm speculators come at me in the comments, but this is not me. This is not me. Literally. This ain't me, shout it. What else? What's big happening in the world? Ooh, here we go. Xi Jinping's purge should worry the world. Installing his yes men to lead the army could be dangerous for Taiwan. Whoa. I kind of want to know what's happening here. Ooh, okay. We're going to get smarter on that real quick. And then this guy, Kevin Warsh, seems like a stable dude. For first time in half a century, astronauts are going to the moon. W astronauts. Anybody want to be an astronaut in here? Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Inside the movement challenge and disrupting ICE. Taiwan's new opposition leader wants to talk to Xi Jinping. All right, so that could calm down geopolitical tensions between Taiwan and China. Because y'all know China, I think, is trying to take over Taiwan. Silicon Valley wades into a trade spat with South Korea. How does Coupang react to that? Coupang. It's like a speed round, just like getting smarter on the world. Speed tour. All right, year to date. Oof, chalked. Chalk. My only thing is like with Coupang, low-key Coupang might be one of the more undervalued plays. You know what I'm saying? Coupang Monopoly. Let's see if they got any headlines about this. Data breach. Because like low key, like who competes with Coupang? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Google Finance. CPNG. Anybody not familiar with Coupang? Let's get a little Coupang going. CPMG. Sounds like a rap group. CPNG. Help me understand the narrative with Coupang. They're theoretically a monopoly for commerce and bet on the middle class in Korea, right? Given the strong position, leadership, and penetration within customers, right? What's the percent of households using Coupang? It should be higher, right? That's my bet. I think with Coupang, I want to get really quick smarter on this. So Coupang, I feel like Coupang naturally has like a really dope dominant market position in South Korea. Strategy often compared to Amazon. Yeah, that's what my friend told me. It's like the Amazon of South Korea. The company successfully established a monopoly in the logistics backbone of the country's e-commerce, which is their key competitive moat. Okay, logistics background. So they have integrated end-to-end logistics networks known as Rocket Delivery. The infrastructure, which offers same-day or dawn delivery for millions of items, has fundamentally reshaped customer expectations. So they got market dominance. They have number one market share in South Korea's e-commerce. The platform is used by nearly half of the country's population. That's crazy. Literally half the country's population uses Coupang. Strong leadership. They're focused on long-term cash flow and vertical integration. Industry tailwinds. Digital advanced market. E-commerce. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Coupang's share of the retail value increased 15% from just 6.8% in 2020. Ranking number one. By revenue, it held 23% of the e-commerce market. Its Rocket Wow membership has over 14 million subscribers, which represents 2/3 of all Korean households. Wait, this is crazy. People are sleeping on Coupang. I knew I had an itch. Active users. Active users. This literally. This is crazy. Let me go to the website real quick. English. Let me go to English Coupang. What y'all think? I think people are massively sleeping on Coupang, right? Do they not know that this is literally the Amazon of South Korea? And if you look at the stock has been performing as if no one even cares about it, down 15% in the last year, 13% year to date. And over the last 5 years, 58%. That doesn't make any sense when you look at like these key stats. The business has number one market share for e-commerce in South Korea, 15% market share. It has 14 million subscribers for their Rocket Wow program. It also has 2/3 of all Korean households using Coupang. 2/3. You know how hard it is to switch from one platform like this to a like when you're entrenched like this, literally in like South Korean culture, bro. Nearly half of the country's population are active users on this platform. This is absolutely insane. And the stock is down 50% in the last 5 years. Like, what is happening? This is nuts. I don't know. Are you guys a buy? Are you guys a buy on Coupang? Let me know down below, because this just doesn't. I'm scratching my head on this one. Like, why the heck is Coupang down 50% when it dominates and has a monopoly on back-end logistics in South Korea? Doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Right? Like, how is the world sleeping on this Asian e-commerce logistics beast? Coupang has 2/3 of the entire South Korean population using their products, their platform. 15 million subscribers, 14 million subscribers. Number one market share. They have pretty much a monopoly on the back-end logistics. There was a data breach, and that does sort of impair the trust. Those oftentimes are like short-term blimps. This is a dominant business. This is the Amazon of South Korea, y'all. This screams like a Warren Buffett style of investment. I don't know. Should we vote on this? Drop in the comments. Are you all buyers of Coupang or what? This could be one of those value-oriented entry points where it's like people are just sleeping on this massive business. You could potentially be buying the South Korean Amazon of 2001, 2002. It's crazy how often like there's like crazy performance in these kind of businesses that are just like sleepy like this. Garrett, what's up, legend? Hey, Dub, what's up, legend? How y'all doing? We just getting smarter on stocks. What y'all been reading about? What y'all been hearing about? Give me some good news. Give me some. First of all, I hope you guys are having an incredible day. I hope you guys have been having an incredible day. First and foremost, happy Finance Fridays. All right. Hope you take care of yourselves today. But I'm just catching up, man. Gold and silver have absolutely pooped the bag. Based on the news from the Warsh candidate for the Fed chair. Coupang continues to be very sleepy. I don't know what's happening here, though. I don't want to talk about ICE. Let's not get into that. That's big news, though. But let's talk about this. Xi Jinping's purge. Like, what is this purge? What is this Xi Jinping purge The Economist is referring to? What's happening? Give me context. And what does it mean for the Chinese economy? We should go to Asia. We really should go to Asia and just like stay there for like 3 months just to get the latest. I want to go there so that I can invest in the Japanese stock market into one of those lithography supply chain businesses that we saw that was only Japanese traded, but it literally has like almost 100% market share of that key piece. I think it was like the film or like the it was a very niche one that we couldn't buy on the U.S. market. That's the only reason why I would want to go to Japan. And their matcha. All right, this is what's happening. So the government announced investigations into the most senior uniformed officer, Zhang Yuzia, for serious violations of discipline and law. Oh, dang. Of the 6 members, only 1 reportedly remains in place. So he's cracking down. Okay. The 2027 deadline has set a target for the... I don't know what the PLA means. What is the PLA? What does that stand for? All right, this is so confusing. Break it down for the economy. What matters in the economy? All right, prioritize the real economy. As highlighted in the recent 4th plenum, China's pivoting away from real estate and towards high-tech industries, semiconductors, AI, and green tech, and self-reliance. Makes sense. Military spending continues to funnel vast sums into its military. Makes sense. Market instability. The sudden removal of top leaders has created a window of uncertainty. Suppression of consumption. The current government. Okay, now let's bring this to Chinese tech ETF. CQQQ. Yeah. Let's see what that CQQQ. Let's see if it translates into like what's happening here. Okay. China tech took a huge plummet post 2021. This could be a key reversal. Like you buy this if you want to bet on China's tech ecosystem, right? I wonder what their largest holdings is. Let's see. Oh, Tencent, PDD, Baidu. What do they own here? Wait, which one is what's the name of that big company? Alibaba. Who owns Alibaba? Let's see. Is it Tencent? Nope. Is Alibaba owned by China? Okay. Alibaba stock. They're on the U.S. Stock Exchange too. Year to date, boom. I don't know. I think I should avoid these Chinese equities. Nothing against the country. It's just like it can get very dangerous. It can get very dangerous. Capital controls can be very like tough too. It just can get messy. It can get really messy, Chad. All right. That's so funny. Don't be fooled. AI bosses are regular capitalists. The Gulf's family businesses have a growing succession problem. What does that mean? You know what that means? If there's a succession problem, that's where the holding company comes in. Buy boring businesses that have no one to sell their business to. This is a wild headline. Okay. Sign in the office birthday card. Strava's public listing will help it race ahead of competitors. I don't think this should be a public company. I definitely don't think this should be a public company. This is OD. I would short this with everything I got. This is I don't think they should be going public. Strava's a cool company, but it's just I don't think those type of businesses need to be public. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why there aren't a lot of like social media businesses that are publicly traded. And Strava is essentially a social media business. It's just like, instead of going public, like Instagram needs to buy Strava or something like that, just to like have another touch point with the consumers. Like, what are these bankers thinking? Man, y'all lucky I'm not an investment banker. I wouldn't take none of y'all stuff public. Okay, Chinese AI models are popular, but can they make money? None of these can. All right, Chinese AI. The Economist loves the China topic, by the way. Have you guys ever read The Economist? It's a pricey subscription, but I think it's a worthwhile read because it's like pretty in-depth analysis into like the underlying drivers of things. Funny enough, I don't pay for it. I just read the headlines and then I have Gemini give me like a version that's free. This is good. Who will cash in on Venezuelan oil? Chevron, right? Edwin, wait. Ooh, okay. Should we talk about Chevron real quick? Chevron had 3% today, 5% over the last 5 days, crushing it year to date. It's had a rough year. The stock has literally been flat. All right. Edwin, let's get smarter on oil, brother. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see what they're talking about here. Let's see. It's got to add. Let's listen to what they got. We don't need to listen to the whole call, but this is probably going to give us a recap of what happened in their earnings. Usually these CEOs hop on CNBC and give us like kind of like a recap of what happened with the business. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Okay, come on. You want to play for us? Oh, it just wants us to click it. Come on, Chevron.
The promise of AI.
Everyone's going to say the promise of AI. Promise AI this, AI that. Until someone's like, yeah, this AI spin that we're doing, billions of dollars, relates to like no tangible ROI, they're going to be chalked.
An earnings beat as production hit a record. Oil giant.
This guy's still around? Like, what's this guy doing these days? I'm surprised he's still around. All right, let's squawk.
Sees a lot of upside in Venezuela. Hey, Mike. Mike Wirth is the man who's in charge of Chevron. Mike, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Great quarter, raising quarterly dividend, output coming up. What are the? What do you think is driving your increase in output? Because I don't want to just pin it on Venezuela.
Well, 2025 was a year, a record year for us, really, in growth, execution, and shareholder returns. Adjusted free cash flow was up 35%, even as oil prices were 15% lower. We set a production record worldwide.
If they're saying their free cash flow was literally up 35% year over year when their underlying commodity oil prices were down, that just means that they cut hella cost. Hey, chat, they cut hella cost. All right. That's essentially what they're saying.
Wide, we set production records here in the U.S. We had our highest U.S. refinery throughput since the 1990s, and we returned a record $27 billion in cash to our shareholders. As you mentioned, we increased our dividend this week, 4%, the 39th year.
Edwin, you're lying. They cut half the workforce and bought them Subway on the way out. Oh, that's chalk. and gave him a sticker. Thank you for your service.
In a row that we've increased the dividend, and our shares yield about 3 times the S&P 500 in terms of the dividend yield. So we've got good organic growth. We've consolidated Hess for a portion.
Hey, I know what's crazy though. Give me the buck. Like for these big layoffs, like Chevrons. Y'all heard about Amazon? We gotta talk about Amazon after this. Amazon cut 16,000 people. Like cut. Not like delivery people, like corporate workers. That is massive. And it's wild that like if you work in tech, you could just like wake up and literally have like your job gone. Like one email says, "Hey, do you mind sending a PDF of that model?" Or I don't know what they're talking about in tech. Or can you send a recap of that demo? And then the next email is, "Thank you for your service. Here's your severance." That's crazy work, right? That's spooky. But you know what's wild though? I don't think these CEOs actually care as much. Not to get too, in the mix, but like I think these CEOs, they just see I'll give you guys inside baseball how these things work. They're not called layoffs. They're called reduction in force. The media calls it layoffs, but like corporate wise, we call it reduction in force, RIFs. And these RIFs unlock significant margin improvement and EBITDA uptick in the short term. You lose a lot of productivity, but if you cut unproductive workers, that's fine from a business perspective, right? But when you are at the senior level, like the ownership or the CEO or the CFO, you don't see names of like, oh, we're about to cut Garrett, we're about to cut A-Dub. You don't see that. You literally just see an EBITDA number of like, if there is a RIF of X% of the workforce on these teams, it unlocks 50 basis points of improvements in EBITDA for this quarter. And like they do a back of the envelope math to try to solve for like certain types of like margin uptick. Granted, it's like if everyone is performing really well, the economy's doing well, like, there's no need to do this. But like in order for a business to survive, sometimes it's the only way out. It's where you have to just like avoid we have to just like unfortunately part ways with just like unproductive workers. Yeah. Richard, what's up, man? How you doing, dog?
4%, the 39th year in a row that we've increased the dividend, and
You guys
our
buyers of
shares
Chevron?
yield about 3 times the S&P 500 in terms of the dividend yield. So we've got good organic growth. We've consolidated Hess for a portion of last year, started up a big project in Kazakhstan, continued to grow in the Permian, grow in the Gulf of America. We've got a broad, diversified portfolio that continues to deliver high margin, low cost growth.
Mike, I think it's important for our viewers to know this is being done at a time when oil is not doing that well. Your numbers seem to have gotten in a way to have, I hesitate to do this, but I'm going to say it, more secular growth than the other oil companies that I see.
Well, we've certainly been focused on growing free cash flow. Some of that comes with volume, some of it comes with margin expansion. And as I mentioned, even in a period of declining oil prices, which we've seen over the last 12 months, we've been able to grow our free cash flow, which supports those distributions to shareholders. We're
PR
taking
trained.
cost out of our business. We're becoming more efficient. We're only
You just heard what he said? Margin improvements, taking costs out of our business, becoming more efficient.
scratching the surface
He's cold.
on what we can do with AI. I think that's the next leg of both efficiency and asset productivity.
Like if you're a publicly traded business, it is such a cop out. It is such a cop out to just say, we're aiming to be more efficient. We're excited about the roadmap of AI and what we can do in our business. But in reality, you're just, don't even get me started. This is like a cop out. Like they'll try to justify dumb capex, poor allocation of resources, some riffs, some not. But then they'll twist the narrative and they'll be like, oh, but we're doing a lot in the world of like seeing what AI can produce in our business. What the heck is AI gonna do in an oil company? Unless you got robots going down there refining oil, finding oil, refining oil, and distributing it, AI ain't about to do nothing. For Chevron, what they talking about? That don't make no sense. What y'all think? That ain't about to do nothing. This is all fluff. This is all fluff. I don't even want to finish this thing. This got cold. Anyway, Chevron's results come weeks after the capture of President Nicolas Maduro. They're the only U.S. oil major operating. Okay, that's what I really want to know. Let's go. Let's go to their stuff. Chevron. Like, let's see where within the earnings presentation did they talk about Venezuela. That's what I want to know. I want to know what is happening with Venezuela. Here we go. All right. Here's their presentation. That's what they're going. That's like the script. Let's see if they even mention it. Okay, here we go. International upstream adjusted earnings, quarter over quarter. Realizations, liftings, DD&A, timing effects. I don't even know what any of that means. Let's go to Venezuela. Chevron's joint ventures partners. Okay. So PDVSA, Petróleos de Venezuela. That is their Venezuelan local partner. Okay. Here we go. Boom. This is what matters. All right. Now we're getting into the weeds here. I was looking for this slide here. Long-term presence and potential in Venezuela. Chevron's talking all this mess about free cash flow. The only thing that truly matters is what are they going to do in Venezuela? All right. Because they are the largest and like one of the only oil operators in Venezuela right now. And by the way, it's not all just Venezuela or all just Chevron. It's actually like a partnership they have with the PDVSA. That's like the local oil producer out there in Venezuela. All right. Growing our advantage position. Over a century of in-country. They've been there a century. Dang. I don't even know what that thing means. But safe, reliable operations. Crude delivered to the U.S. refinery system. I think essentially, like, when it comes to Venezuelan oil, like the refineries and stuff have been kind of like sleep or low and like not as well optimized until now. So I think this could be a potential here. You see, we see the potential to further grow production volumes by 50% over the next 18 to 24 months. That's nuts. Like when you think about the promise of Chevron's operations in Venezuela, the key is essentially turning on a off faucet. That's essentially the headline that I see is Chevron was sitting on a JV in Venezuela of a large sum of oil that has kind of just been doing almost nothing over the last few years. And now they have, post the U.S. kind of like acquisition, an opportunity to turn that faucet on. And look at this. They say that like we have the potential to grow production by 50% over the next 18 to 24 months. Now, granted, there's going to be a lot of CapEx needs, meaning they got to spend a lot in the country to rehire employees to work there, get all of the equipment modernized and up to standard, rebuild the logistics infrastructure to get it to the U.S. It's not going to be an overnight thing. But if they can pull this off, that's a free lick. What y'all think? Let me know down below what y'all think. That could be a free lick, y'all. It low-key could be. It low-key could be. We're optimistic the future. Okay, all right. Let's get more details. We've been a pivotal part of Venezuela's past. We're committed to the present and look forward to a continued partnership in the future. Okay. All right. All right. Since 2022, in full compliance with U.S. laws, we work with our Venezuelan partners to increase production to our... There's over 200,000 barrels of... Okay. So I think they can get to almost 500. All right. Let's see if there's any more tidbits on Venezuela. Any more extra tidbits? That was a great slide, by the way, on Venezuela. Just as like we got lucky and found something that summarized it for us. That was clutch. All right, so we get the story, right? Like I think we all get the story. Chevron just released earnings virtually unmoved. But the long story short, the 10-second summary, their free cash flow grew by like 30% year over year. Not because of improvements in oil prices. Oil prices actually fell, but through cost optimization, margin improvements, aka reductions in force, aka layoffs. But the next piece of the narrative is that I think they're going to be betting big on turning the faucet on with this Venezuela operation, right? It's been a sleepy, low production type of effort, JV. But now with things happening politically, I think they're going to try to turn the faucet back on. So could this be the glory days of Chevron? Who knows? I don't know. But a lot more things could go right for them versus wrong, but it's in the eye of the beholder. Evan, are you a buyer or seller of Chevron? What you think, champ? What do you think? Was that a good summary? I think it was a good summary. In my opinion. Like, instead of having to read it, that's like my gut reaction of like what's happening out there. Now, granted, if we really want to be experts in like Chevron's operations, we got to go map by map and see where within the basins, where within the logistics network, like what's happening on the local level, right? In terms of like production volume, local pricing, cost of logistics and distribution, because it's all different. And then especially the international operations, you need to map out what's happening with like their future CapEx plans. That's something you got to look into, right? Like where are they looking to spend to build out more stuff? My only issue with looking at businesses like this is it's very complex because they're so global, right? Like guys like Chevron is literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. Europe, Africa, Asia. I don't know if they're in Asia, but definitely in Africa. Definitely in South America. All over the U.S. Like this, you got a lot going on. A bunch of different assets. I mean, they tried to do a lot with this like renewable stuff. I think they realized that that's chalked. It's risky, right? It's risky. Yeah. The key question is who's going to win the refining war of it? Venezuelan oil is just crude shale that needs to be refined, but Venezuela doesn't have the refining infrastructure. Yeah. Now, Garrett, do you mean like which I just keep an eye on it? Yeah. Wait, did we add it to our tracker, by the way? I hope we did. Chevron, CVX. Did we? Let's see how stable Venezuela remains. Where is Chevron? I thought we had a Chevron. Chevron, Sweat Lords. Delcy Rodriguez, who was sworn in as a Venezuelan intern found in the U.S. She was but the thing is, wasn't Delcy she was like the VP, right? I think she was the VP. Who was this? I think she was appointed by Maduro. Right? Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was VP. Yeah, she's VP of Venezuela. Now, the issue is, I think she 100% knows Rubio hasn't taken additional kinetic action on Venezuelan off the table. I mean, look. In the military pledged elite. Okay, y'all. I don't know what y'all think. You gotta keep it a buck, though. If your boss just got chalked like that right in front of you, you think you step into wherever chalked your boss? I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, if your boss got chalked right in front of you, and you got a warning, I'm not trying to get political or anything, y'all. I'm just trying to keep it very, like, logical. I think it would make a lot of sense for her to do what is best for her country's economy and society. And pissing off another big trade partner or country, I don't think that's probably a smart idea. If I were the president of Venezuela. First and foremost, if I were the president of Venezuela, don't vote for me because I ain't never been to Venezuela. That would never fly, y'all. That would have never darn flied, all right? That would be funny. I do want to go to Venezuela, though. I know a lot of Venezuelans in Miami. And they're cool people. They're like fam to me. I love the Venezuelans in Miami. I love everybody, y'all. I low key. I'm just a happy-go-lucky type of guy. I'm just intellectually curious. I just follow the alpha. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against China. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening in China tech economy. I ain't got nothing against Russia. I ain't got nothing against maybe North Korea. I don't know if I like them, but I ain't got nothing against some of these other folks that are super political. I love everybody. Hey, anybody can make smart money moves. If you a hustler, I ride with you. Garrett Mack, shout out to the 305. I might be moving there, y'all. I might be moving to the 305, low-key. I'm so serious. Garrett, are you from the 305? People have to understand that other countries have their own issues and work different. Dude, facts. Wait, Richard, were you born in Texas, San Antonio? What did you say you were? You said you were Dominican? No, you weren't Dominican. What did you say you were? Where were you born? Oh, DR. Yeah, you are Dominican. I wasn't generalizing. I just remember. I got that memory. ¿Qué lo que, amigo? Huh? ¿Qué tal, papi? Huh? Feliz. How do you say Friday? Lunes, martes, miércoles, viernes? I don't know. Oh, you lived in Puerto Rico for 8 years? Bro, why did you leave? Puerto Rico out here is amazing. Y'all see the new house Jake Paul bought in Puerto Rico? That's crazy work. ¿Ya tú sabes? Sí, yo hablo un poco de español. Pero mi instructor es Richard Miguel. It's the place to be. I'm an expert on it. Lived there for years. Garrett. Shut the front door. Shut the front door, Garrett. Help me find an apartment. Right now. All right, what are we doing? We need to find an apartment in Miami. I'm not buying. I'm just not buying, yo. What is like if we have to think about neighborhoods, and guys, you got to keep in mind, I'm not a Miami poppy, okay? You got to understand, I am not a Miami poppy. I need y'all help finding an apartment, but understand this. I'm not a Miami poppy. I stay indoors. I find investments. I stream. I unlock 10% annual EBITDA margin expansion for my portfolio companies, and then I play Arc Raiders. I don't care about the boats. I don't care about the flashy clubs. I literally eat McDonald's $5 hot and spicy meals. That's my criteria. So the flash in Miami, it's not for me. So what is the most affordable, safe, and sleepy areas within Miami? All right? Y'all ain't about to get me caught up in Brickell. Y'all ain't about to get me caught up in Brickell. You ain't about to see me out there in freaking Wynwood. I don't even know how to spell club in Spanish. You ain't about to see me there. While I work at financial firm, yeah, Chat Capital. Whoa, 99, what up, twin? Yes, sir. We looked at it. We really were just talking about it. But here, you want to recap? I'll give you my Gemini. My Gemini recapped it for us. Gemini told us. What did Gemini say? Gemini said, Gemini told us that the key things, because there is stabilizing leadership in the nomination of Kevin Warsh, or potential nomination, it's viewed as a safer bet. So folks are kind of like, oh, it's not going to be as chalked anymore. Things aren't going to be as risky. And then the same thing with lying to this. And then it's just at all-time highs. So it's just that the world seems to be safer from a U.S. economic Federal Reserve perspective. So silver got chalked. All right. Yeah, so Garrett, I will be working for a really cool hedge fund out there called Chat Capital. They're hiring me as a portfolio manager. I'll be working from home. But nah, JK, the business we're acquiring, guys, is Miami based. They're actually based in Coral Gables. So right there on Miracle Mile. Coral Gables is just like pretty expensive though. And I heard Coconut Grove is beautiful. I would love to be near a beach. Yeah. Like for context, I live out here in California, and it's just like I love the beach out here. But I'm trying to see like what are like good neighborhoods out there, you know? You want a house? Garrett, how rich you think I am, bro? I'm literally employed as a portfolio manager of a fund that has $1,000. What you think I'm about to be doing, man? What you? Garrett think I'm intellectually curious. That don't mean I'm rich. Asking if I want a house or an apartment. Bro, I am intellectually curious. That don't mean I'm rich or a trust fund, baby. That mean I got potential. Not liquidity. Just kidding. I'm looking for an apartment. They got some small houses built in the 50s, which are relatively cheap. I can't be having no bad infrastructure, though. I got to have gigabit internet. I need to have like gigabit internet, good reliability. I don't need to be in like those crazy high rises. Like someone told me to stay. There was like a really nice apartment up in West Palm Beach, actually. I know it's now nowhere near Miami, but it was like this like super fancy apartment building. Tortoise One. Yeah. Someone told me to live here. You know what the issue is? You know what's really, really, really bad? Is that when you have an old life, when you're like when you got an old life where you were balling and it was just like you were just raking it in and all your friends know you as that type of guy, but then you don't keep them in the loop about your budget-friendly, scrappy building gears like now. They could be thinking that you be living like a baller like that. They want me out here living. Wait, no, this wasn't the one. There was a different one. Let me show y'all what he told me. He told me, yeah, you should. Oh, Luminary. Yeah, that's what it was. Lumati. Look how bougie this place is. He was like, you should stay here. And then he was like, all the OnlyFans models are in here. I'm like, bro, you really think that low of me? Como se dice chalked. I was like, bro, you think I'm literally about to be living like this? Bro, I have a holding company. I literally want every single dollar to be allocated to a private business or a public stock. You know what I'm saying? I literally want every single one. It's beautiful, though. I mean, it's nice. It's really nice. Let's see how much it is, though. Let's see how much it is. Palm Beach is pretentious? Oh, snap. Like how pretentious? What are we talking about? Palm Beach to Miami commute is 2 hours? I can't do that. That's too far. Oh, Coconut Grove is not bad? Wait, $1.99. That's crazy. Hold on. The agave, grape, and olives are crashing the market? And olive market are crashing? Dang. Why, though? Do you know why? $1.99? Wait, hold on, y'all. These prices aren't crazy. A 2-bedroom for $4,000? Hold on. Let's do a tour. Can we do a tour? Hold on. I want like a video tour. Anybody got a video tour? Virtual. No, they don't have a virtual tour. A 3-bedroom for 5 bands? That's not bad. Oh, people aren't drinking as much? Yeah, that's facts. Fun fact, I don't drink, y'all. I know I sound lit and everything, but kind of boring and sober. That's okay, not bad. You see the ocean? Hold up. I mean, if I had a family, I would, but what am I gonna do with 3 bedrooms? I barely use half my space now. For a 1 bedroom, 3 bands for a 1 bedroom, that's still chalk. That's still chalked. Wait, but why is Palm Beach pretentious? That's literally a 2-hour drive. Okay, so we should focus on a different one. Oh yeah, Edwin, I got you. All right, we're gonna lock in on that. Coral Gables. I got a spare bedroom. I rent you an hour north of Palm Beach, bro. An hour north, and you just told me Palm Beach is 2 hours from Miami. You want me to be driving 3 hours a day? That rent better be $25. I'll give you all types of career advice and investing advice. You know what I'm saying? I really want to stay in Coconut. I want to stay in like a nice like industrial loft, Coconut Grove. Like if I can find something like this, that'll be cool. You know? Oh no, this doesn't look as cool. They don't even show you the insides. Hold on. Something like this. This type of vibe I need. You know what I'm saying? I need something that screams, this man is Batman at night. You know? Like, I don't need something that's like comfy and all that. I need something that literally just screams, this man saves Gotham in the evening. You know? Oh, wow. This low-key is nice. It's very pretty. I love how they designed it and decorated it. And the other thing, too, I need good lighting. My lighting be chalked in this place here in Cali. How much they want for this? Damn, they want $1.6 million for a 2-bedroom. That is crazy. Let me show you what I can get for 1.6. This is... While it looks nice, $1.6 million for a 2-bedroom in Miami? Come on now. We're just playing ourselves here. And that's cool and all, but for $1.6 million, let me show you what I can get for $1.6 million in Michigan. Let me show you what I can get for $1.6 million in Detroit. Let me show you all this. For I ain't even had to type in 1.6 million. We can already get a crib for 300,000. Let me show y'all what $1.6 million get y'all in Detroit, Michigan. It's like for $1.6 million. This is what you getting in Detroit. You dang near getting a palace, living better than the mayor in Detroit. This looked like something Frank Lucas used to live in. You know what I'm saying? For 1.6 million versus this. It's cool and all. It's hip. Bro, it's literally in a 2-bedroom apartment. You can get a palace. Literal palace. 6 bedrooms. What does the world come to? What does the world come to? This is crazy. This is insane. Oh, you grew up, Cool Webby, you grew up in Palm Beach? Okay, we got we got some Florida boys. We got some Florida boys in here. Assuming Palm Beach is pretentious because rich people from New York and Cali moved there. Wait, so like the people from New York, I mean, it makes a lot of sense because of the tax benefits. That's the only reason why I would like want to move to Miami too. But assuming Palm Beach is pretentious, that may not be why though. Okay, so... But why do they want to move to Palm Beach instead of like Miami proper? Is it like the family setup? Is it just like more family friendly? Guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think I can afford Miami. Like, can I live like over here? Like in the like middle of nowhere? Is it really bad to live in like the middle of nowhere over here? Like, I'm down to commute. Like, I don't need to be in the action. Like I said, all I do is invest, stream, and play video games, and go to the gym, and go to church. Is it bad to live up in these areas? People get like 5 roommates? Bro, heck no. Heck no. I'm never having roommates ever again. Wait, you can get some good stuff in SF? Shut the front door, whoa. No shot. No shot. There is no shot you're getting SF type of good stuff. Like, I used to live in SF. It's so expensive there. Okay, wait. What's the difference between Palm Beach and West Palm Beach? Wait, this is pretty. Vibe residence. That sounds like somewhere I would live. I stay at the Vibe. Where's like regular Palm Beach? Regular Palm Beach is oh, so it's literally just a strip then. And then West Palm Beach is this, right? It's just a bridge. It kind of separates South Beach from regular Miami. You can get something good even in SF. Are we talking Palm Beach? Someone did PB to Miami in 20. Who? Someone did PB to Miami in. That's one of those things that like. That's one of those things that you do in freaking. That's one of them things that you do in Grand Theft Auto, where you just like speed race through all that. That's crazy work. Okay, you guys are giving me some good intel here. You guys are giving me some really good intel here. We're gonna let go of our loft dreams. We can't afford that. No shot. Because if y'all want me to spend all my money on an industrial loft, that's 2 additional cash flow businesses we could be buying. That's more cash flow for Jack Capital. You know what I'm saying? We can't be doing that. Wait, what is this? This is nice. Okay, relax, Kenny. All right. Westchester, Florida. Oh, so Westchester is like just west of Coral Gables. I could do that. Let me see. Westchester. Y'all want to know? Y'all might be too young for this. Y'all want to know an OG movie that made me really want to move to Florida? And I don't condone anything that happened in this movie. But y'all want to know something that's crazy? That's a really good movie? And if y'all are really about that life, what y'all know about this? Hey, what y'all know about this? I guarantee you no one in this chat has ever seen this movie. If anyone in this chat has ever seen this movie, I will be so surprised. Y'all are way too young to see this. Yeah, I know y'all see young bulls. Y'all see young bulls. Y'all too young to know about this. What you know about Teddy Brookshot? Cool Webby no shot. Are you serious? Ain't up, no way. Are you serious? That's crazy. The Teddy Brookshot. This movie was legendary. This movie was legendary. It's so ghetto, but it's so good. It's so good. You thought Scarface was good? Wait till you watch Shot Us. All right? Wait till you watch Shot Us. Just some young bulls getting it out the mud from Jamaica, making it in Miami. And of course, it all literally has. Blood Clot. What up with the Bomba Club? Blood Clot, shout out, boys. Y'all don't know nothing about Shot Us, man. Shout out to the Bomba Cloud, Rude Boys, Bomba Clouds. Teddy Brook, shout out, Rude Boy. I don't even know where that accent's from. This movie's so good. I gotta watch it, though. It's amazing. All right, so you're saying Westchester. Westchester to... Don't judge me. I haven't canceled my membership yet. That's only 14 minutes. Because whenever I go visit the company, I fly in, and then I immediately go from the airport to the Equinox here, and I shower, and then I walk up to the office to like meet with the owner and stuff. I did that like 3 times last year. Oh, Limitless? epic movie. Limitless is a insane movie. The one with Bradley Cooper, right? Wait, Westchester could be a move, low key. Hold on. What's the street saying about Westchester though? Wonder what they be talking about for Westchester. Wonder what they be saying for Westchester. Let's get a little background music on. It's like out of the way. It's not scary or anything. And it's safe and it's good, right? It's proper 305 local. What you mean by that? Ain't no transplants? Like they're not gonna like that I'm there though. What's near Walmart and a Target? What about Chicago? Chicago's too cold. Way too cold. Yo, tengo mi instructor de Richard. Richard, ayúdame con mi español. ¿Sí o no? ¿Qué es lo que, amigos? Okay. Westchester could be a little vibe. Literally, like, I don't even know why I'm looking at this, y'all. Y'all gotta understand. As long as I gotta, like, look, I'm keeping it a book. As long as I got a backpack, I got a bed, and I got internet, I'm chilling. They have good Latin food. Garrett, are you Latin? You Hispanic? ¿De dónde eres? I think I have a majority Spanish chat. Because y'all giving mad Spanish oral right now. Boogie Spanish. He Peruvian. You're as gringo as they come? I was about to say, Garrett does not sound like a Spanish name. You need to change that name to Garrett Chulo. Garrett Bobby. Yeah, change your name to Garrett El Jefe. By the end of this year of streams, y'all about to have my Spanish up like so much. It's about to be elite. Spanish about to be up big time, y'all. All right, so Westchester, and then you said another one. Hold on, what did you say in the chat? You said Palm Beach. But Cool Webby though. I like the fact that Palm Beach is less crowded and more updated. I don't like how crowded it'd be in Miami. And you said Kendall. Cool Webby. You think I should do Westchester, Kendall, or West Palm Beach? I don't know. I feel like West Palm Beach could low key be a vibe, and then I just drive down to the Portco once a week or something like that. Because I'm setting the precedent of like, don't y'all be expecting me in the office every single day. I didn't buy myself a job. I bought a cash flowing autonomous asset. All right. Ooh, Fort Lauderdale, low key. I forgot about Fort Lauderdale. What about Fort Lauderdale, y'all? And it's close to the airport too. What's Sunrise? So there definitely is a lot more cheaper places. But you know what they be saying? Everybody's like, oh, you gotta live in downtown Brickell. Vamos, papi. Live in Brickell. You know? Live in Brickell, papi. You know? They're like, oh yeah, come move to Brickell. That's where all the mommies at, you know? I'm like, bruh, trying to make smart money moves. And all these things are crazy OD price. $3,500 for a 1-bedroom. Look at this. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse. $5,800 for a 600 square foot studio. It's a dang waiting room. This is a lobby in Miami. Look at it. This literally is like a lobby. But 600 square feet. What? They really got me messed. It ain't even top floor. This thing ain't even, and then you got this weird thing. Bro, what? This is absolutely insane. Hey, don't be making no dumb money moves like that, y'all. This is. Ugh. I pray y'all don't be thinking like this and buying stuff like this. This is wild work. This is. I've been in hotel rooms bigger than this. This is crazy. SLS, just for clout. Just for clout. Your boss used to have an apartment there. Como se dice chalked? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Broward County. Where's Broward? What's Broward? Everybody keep talking about Broward. Broward County. What is Broward County, Florida? Oh, that's up there. Oh, okay. So that's where them Fort Lauderdale is a city in Broward County. Okay. That makes sense. Because they do be getting a little ratchet up in Florida. I ain't gonna hold it. I'm from Detroit. We get a little ratchet too. But in Florida, they be getting a little crazy mix. Y'all know in Florida? Where my boy Kodak from? Man? Project Baby. I like Kodak. Kodak's good. Oh my goodness. Lauderhill. Yak from Pompano. Oh, listen, this where Kodak from. He got a beach. He out here rapping like he ain't got no beach. I think if people got beef, they need to go to the beach. They just gotta chill out. If they got beef, they gotta go to the beach, y'all. They just gotta sit back and vibe, man. Take y'all butts to the beach. Up on that ugly corner. Let me see. All right. How would y'all rank if you had to rank West Palm, Fort Lauderdale, or like anything west of Coral Gables or Coconut Grove? Just pay the premium because I know it's pricey in Coconut Grove. What would y'all do? Those four. If you had to live in Miami or Florida, like South Florida, kind of. Coconut Grove could be cool. I also had a friend that's a founder, and he was like, bro, I'll split rent with you just to have a Miami crash pad and tax base. So maybe we just do that in some places nice like Coconut Grove and then like split the rent. The longer the commute, the more stress you'll be. These roads are unforgivable. Yeah, that's why I bought a civil engineering business. All this infrastructure development, data center build out, new subdivisions, they all need a surveyor and engineer, y'all. Hashtag smart money moves. Hashtag boring businesses for the win. You know what I was working on earlier today? I don't have it on here. It's on my other laptop. I work on a CRM for like developer customers. So if anybody here knows developers, that are doing industrial, infrastructure, subdivisions, data center stuff, anything in Florida, hit me up. I'll give you a referral fee for new customers. Trying to sign some new customers. What was we just talking about? Okay. Ooh, Cocoa Walk. I heard this is a beautiful joint. Cocoa Walk. Let's just go on a little tour in Miami. Cocoa Walk. Like, it just looks so pretty in Florida. You know? Wow. You just got like all the trees, all the greens. Wait, it used to be so much better? What was it like back in the day? Love Shack. That reminds me. All I really need to be is around a Shake Shack. As long as I got a Shake Shack within a 20-minute drive, I'm good. I don't care where I live. I tell y'all the story of like back in my analyst days, every Friday I used to get a mean Shake Shack and a vanilla milkshake. Well, no, cookies and cream milkshake. Wait, why y'all let me get sidetracked? Like, we supposed to be talking about some real business, right? We're supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be ranking this. I'm out here having too much fun looking at apartments. All right, I'm definitely not living in SLS. chalked. Not living there. All right, it's between West Palm and Coconut Grove, I think. I think it's between West Palm and Coconut Grove. And we will pick this up at a later date when we have time to chill. You know, we don't have time. We don't have the luxury of out here daydreaming. We don't have the luxury of that. But before we do this, I owe a good pal of mine a nice little setup here. I'm gonna do this first, Edwin, because I know you've been asking about it. Let me get you right. So, Edwin has, first and foremost, everybody put W Edwin in the chat because Edwin's out here making smart money moves. I think he sourced 2 deals in the last week. He's been looking up public stocks. He's been working his day to day. He's showing up daily early. All right. He gets early points because he's always one of the first 2 in the stream. And he found correct me if I'm wrong, Edwin, a trash bin cleaning business based in Texas, local, close to him, right? That has existing customers already, I think. I remember when we looked at the listing, it had like a pipeline. Actually, let's look it up together real quick, y'all. Let's do a little recap. Real quick, chat. Let me pull it up in the Discord. Right? And if y'all ain't in a Discord, scream help, and I'll give you the Discord link. But Mar-a-Lago, what's that? What's Mar-a-Lago? What's Mar-a-Lago? Trump? Oh, that's his golf course. Oh, it's a luxury private club. Hey, bro, they ain't gonna let me in. First and foremost. But they ain't gonna let me in. They ain't gonna let me in nowhere near here, man. So this ain't an amenity that appeals to me. If anything, it sounds like this place is expensive. They not about to let me in. Anyway, what is that? It's just like a golf club, a hotel. I heard like some billionaires just be buying houses near to be close to Mar-a-Lago. I'm like, bro, you care that much about that? That's why I work. All right. But smart money moves. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. We locked in. We work hard and we play hard. All right. So, Edwin, give me the deets on this. The business is listed for did we confirm that it's actually listed for $59,000? I think for a business like this, I think it might be more or less, whatever it is. But I think because that was the exact same price as the other listing that we looked at. And I think naturally, Facebook has a cap of how expensive a listing can be. So I think these folks put 59,000 as just like a proxy. So I think it might be more expensive. But correct me if I'm wrong, Edwin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cool Webby wants me to be in the private clubs. This is my private club. Oh, it is listed for this price, Edwin. Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, Edwin, how much is this business doing in cash flow? How much is it doing in like cash flow or revenue? Did it tell you anything about it? Wait, cool Webby. Let's just confirm real quick. Back on this topic. Are you a member at the Mar-a-Lago? What the heck? Hey, wait. Cool Webby. Give me a guest pass. I'm not in that scene. I'm not in that crowd, but I just want to try it out. I just want to see what kind of food they get. I want to see what the food like, bro. Bro, let me get a little guest pass, twin. And bro, I don't even golf. So don't invite me out to golf. I will literally embarrass you. All right? I will literally embarrass you. You might try to bring me to mingle with all the, high profile politicians and business leaders and out there. And bro, they're gonna be like, who did you let in? They're gonna be like, cool Webby, sir. That's your first strike. Let's not try to bring in the likes of the Kenny Finances anyway. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Y'all, if I gotta turn up and get polished to walk the walk, be in those rooms, I've done it before. I used to go to DC for I can't say which one of my old jobs, to meet with like different political leaders and stuff as it relates to businesses that were in our portfolio. And yeah, I was like super polished. I had to wear a suit with a tie and everything. I was very proper, very proper. Don't let my goofiness fool you. I still got that dog in me. All right. Anyway, you met Trump's kid in Palm Beach? Well, that's cool. They probably had a lot of security. Edwin, bro. Okay, I keep getting sidetracked. All right, bro. Okay, bro. Let's quit talking about Florida. All right, y'all out here talking about Florida. We got to lock the heck back in. Oh, snap. Hey, Boogie, what up, twin? How you doing, big head? You finding business on Facebook Marketplace now? Only Edwin. Edwin is being insanely creative with his deals. While everybody's out here on Biz Buy Sell, bidding for the same 2 deals. Everybody's out here bidding on the same 2 deals on Biz Buy Sell. Biz Buy Sell is like 99.9% trash, and then there's like 5 good deals, but then everybody bids it up. Meanwhile, Edwin's out here being scrappy, finding deals on Facebook. That's a great video, by the way. I found $1 million business on Facebook. Or buying the craziest listings on Facebook Marketplace. That's a good video, right? Buying the craziest listings on Facebook Marketplace. And then like one of them we buy like a car. The other one we buy like a freaking living animal or something. Another one we buy a business. Wait, I'm writing that down. I'm adding that. Hold on, chat. That's a good one. Wait, Richard, what's a good title? Wait, I forgot what I said. What's a good one? Here we go. I bought is it like weirdest listings on Facebook Marketplace. Just to educate. And then like, I don't want to be like a entertainment type of just like clickbait guy. Like there will be like an underlying smart money message in that video if we do make it. And the message would be just be creative when it comes to sourcing, and you can find really good deals there, and you can save on use. Like the 2 smart money moves would be like, if you need to make big home purchases, buy aftermarket and secondhand. You can save significant value, and it's often better, good for the environment. And then the second is if you're trying to make an investment in something that's nice, either a car, you can find it cheaper in there, and even a business. Be creative with sourcing. You see how it has like a positive twist to it? Or buying the craziest listings on Facebook. Richard, you a content guy. You got a little content head, man. Okay, Edwin. Someone give me a timer. I got 5-10 minutes of nothing but focusing on this. This busy head. It's because I had matcha today, y'all. It's really because I had matcha. When I be having matcha, my head be all over the place. I just be geeked. All right, but let me play me a little background tune just to lock in. So, this bin cleaning business, and if folks don't know about trash bin cleaning businesses, I think it's an attractive space to play if there's no existing incumbents that are doing this at scale. It's dangerous to do this when folks are doing it at scale, primarily because they already have the customer relationships, they have the infrastructure, and they can instantly turn on their revenue stream of just cleaning the bins that they're already picking up. And HOAs go with scale and legitimacy when it comes to signing large maintenance and repair contracts for some of their homes, right? So it seems as if we confirmed that yesterday or the day before with Edwin that this particular area, Midland, Texas, does not have super large incumbents that are doing trash bin cleaning. So I think we are able to unlock a potentially interesting commercial market position and opportunity because this business has the equipment. It has 40 clients, which I hope will have some HOAs. And we don't have large incumbent competition. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? So, now, Edwin's like, finally you want to lock in. My bad, bro. My bad. It's the matcha. I'm blaming it on the matcha. Edwin is meeting with the owner of this business tomorrow. W setup, WMP. We call those management presentations MPs. So WMP. Okay, I'm gonna type it in the chat so you guys can know about that language. MP equals management presentation. So WMP. All right. Since this is the first meeting, this should be the first of like many conversations. Because off the rip, you don't want to be like especially this is like a off-market chill deal like this. You don't want to be one of those type of cats that is like in the management meeting asking about specific data requests, specific financials, boom, boom, boom. You want to build, I like to call this an envelope of trust with the management team in the first MP, right? It should simply be you articulating your background, your interest in the asset, as well as the potential preliminary thesis and value proposition that you have for this business, right? We're assessing fit right now. Boys, I think we got mostly guys in the chat. There's some girls in here too, but boys and girls, think of it like dating, right? And I know some of y'all need some help when it comes to dating. We'll get to that later. But think about it when it comes to dating. On the very first date, you're not asking their credit score. You're not asking them about like there's family history when it came to 2016 and what one of the relatives were up to and why it's all viral. You're not going to be asking about what their thoughts are on shared or split bank accounts. You're getting a sense of what's your story? What are you up to these days? You know, what is, you know, your vision for the future? What do you like to do? Tell me about your team, aka tell me about your friends. Little things like that. Richard, stop being light skinned, bro. I'm locked in right now, right? Every now and then, Richard always wants to come back with this light skin stuff. Boy, we ain't worried about that right now, boy. Y'all broke up. Yeah, she broke. I'm up. All right, lock in, boy. Okay, focus. So, Edwin, are you feeling me? The first MP, the vibe is very much, bro, you're trying to go make a new friend. I'm not saying we're going to mute our intellectual curiosity. I'm not saying we're going to not ask the certain important questions eventually. We're just saving that for later. Because if you show up to the first date asking a shawty's credit score, our Roth IRA contribution amount, and what happened to their 2012 earnings power, you're likely not getting a second or third date. Or you might get one, but you're just not going to get great access to quality data. You feel me? Oh, Chris gone. What's up? How are you doing, legend? You just joined. How's everything going? We out here making smart money moves. We're talking about dating and business. JK. One of our awesome subscribers, Edwin, is having a management meeting tomorrow with an owner, an MP, and we're giving him game on how to best execute on that. And I told everybody, treat conversations with owners of businesses literally just like dating. It's where you want to ease into the conversation, into the relationship, right? So for you, Edwin, I'm gonna give you two of these. I'm gonna give you first MP conversations, and then the second is going to be second MP conversation, right? Because after this first one, you're not signing a deal, right? Let's make that very, very clear. After this first MP conversation, you are not submitting an LOI. You are not writing a check. They're gonna want to. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Edwin, you're the man. Where have you been my whole life? I've been trying to sell this thing for months, man. Where you been at, bro?" And you can be like, "Whoa there, boy. Don't go there, boy. I got some questions. I want to see the inventory list. I want to see the depreciation schedules on these assets. Where are your tax returns, twin? Where are your tax returns, twin?" What y'all talking about? What happened to Garrett? Garrett, what happened to you? I got to catch up on chat. I'm going to look at that after because I got to stay focused. But Hope it's not anything serious. Hope everybody's okay. All right. I just see like the latest message. Okay. So first manage meeting. Second management meeting. All right. So we're gonna call this. Let's get organized. Let's get organized, boys and girls. We're gonna call this project. Oh wait. So in private equity, you guys used to like in private equity when there's a new deal, and when there's a new deal, you often like give a project name to it without disclosing the name. So, as the PM for this, I'm going to as the PM, I'm going to recommend a project name and let me know if you guys agree. All right? Since it's a trash bin cleaning business, what's a cool, funny name related to a trash bin cleaning business? And this is what you're going to save all of your files under and everything, like a folder, project boom, boom, boom. Let's call it, it's a trash bin cleaning business. I'm going to call it Project Raccoon. Project Raccoon, y'all. Project Raccoon. Y'all like that? I love how y'all just having y'all own little conversation right now. Y'all knew to do that because you know I get literally sidetracked. So y'all keep on going. Keep on going. It's Kenny. I literally have the attention span of like a 4-year-old kid. 131, 26. Dang, it's already. Wait. Okay. Can we just can you guys just smash that like button for us officially hitting 30 days straight of streaming? Right? Can you at least do that? Because it's about to be 131. Tomorrow's going to be like a full month of our first month in. 1 of 12. Isn't that freaking epic? A whole month straight. That's W. And guys, I'm literally addicted. I'm hooked. I'm literally addicted. I'm not stopping. Probably for the rest of my life. It's kind of bad. How do I explain that to like a wife and kids? Sorry guys, I got to stream with the boys. All right, lock in. First management meeting. Vibe. Casual. Get to know each other. I'm generous with my likes nowadays. Oh, snap. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, Falarin, what up, twin? What you been doing? Falarin, I didn't know you was here. How you doing, Cho? How you doing, folk? Happy Finance Fridays. Okay. Okay. Well, you already know the vibe. Let's get actually tactical. So, topics. Management meeting topics. It's probably easier for me to talk about the ones to discuss in the second one, right? All y'all ask about gold and silver. Y'all always ask about gold and silver. That's literally the first thing we looked at on stream. But Edwin's literally gonna be pissed at me if I don't lock this in this management meeting. Can someone type in what we talked about for the gold and silver? About the Fed thing for Oak Risk Gone? Somebody was taking notes, but it's a big deal. Boy, you better be showing up early. Y'all better be showing up early. Someone give them the details. What the heck? Who just tipped? W 30 days. Hey, W Boogie. I appreciate that, twin. W 30 days. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Boogie. Let's see if it works if I do this. Let's see if it updates. 30 for 30. 30 for 30 Boogie. Y'all, we got 146. I gotta find an automation thing. Sorry, Edwin. My bad. Sorry. Why does this thing update? Let's see if I do this. Boom. Interact. Or boom. Properties. Refresh. Hey, look at that. Hey, I'm a little slow with it. It's a little manual, but it updated. Hey, it updated, chat. It updated. W Boogie. Hey, y'all, don't be act like Boogie the only person that know how to click that donate button to Chat Capital. This is a collective environment here, y'all. No donation is too small. Well, maybe 50 cents. It's gotta be more than 50 cents. You know what's funny, y'all? I'm so locked in and back in my minimalist bag. I saw a dime on the floor in the garage earlier. I picked it up. I'm back to that, y'all. Isn't that crazy? I picked it up and I was like, dang, I just found me some. Cool Webby, what you talking about? I saw you retract that. What you mean? Okay, lock in. All right. Second animation. We need inventory list. Okay, wait. So we need. Oh, no. Hold on. Boom. We need data requests. Bro, you know what? F it. Edwin, I'm about to give you a whole deal roadmap. All right? Deal timeline. I'm about to give you a whole roadmap, twin. We about to lock in. Hold on. Let me get this going. Real quick. Spotify ads. We got Spotify ads. I appreciate that boy A Boogie out there showing up for us. Hey, Boogie in the mix. Hold on. I should have had my donos in here when it for when somebody dono. Y'all want to know? I think the sound that I want to play. I gotta figure out how to do it. But the sound I want to play when somebody dono, and I think I can get away with it. But I want to do like this. If you're sick to do this, like the little trumpets like that, like that. And I don't want to play any more than that. Yeah, when those donos hit, be smiling and stuff. That's facts. I like that. Stay locked in. Hey, I'm so locked in. Like that'd be sick, wouldn't it? Oh, or if like, I don't know, if we hit like big goals, we do something like this. Hey, we going to Miami, chat.
DJ Khaled!
Little things like that. I got this for days. And then when Chat Capital make a little investment joint, we gonna play a little something like this. Let me get back to my Miami music. What about my Miami music? Y'all so lucky. I decided to go on YouTube instead of. If I did this all on Twitch, I could have done this and played it whatever I want. Twitch doesn't yell at you for copyright stuff. YouTube does. You guys are so lucky. I care about finance CPMs. All right, lock in. So, Edwin, this is what we're doing, brother. Deal timeline: 131, 26, first MP. Right? What you're gonna literally do the next day. All right. Thanks, Richard. The next day, you're gonna hit them with path forward, thank you note, and path forward, aka roadmap. And this kind of like outlines what you want to get done for the rest of the, like what it takes to get something closed, right? And this is kind of like previewing the homework you need to do with them. Because owners are so used to like meeting customers, shaking hands, and like generating AR, right? And they think of business acquisitions the exact same thing. You meet and you're like, oh, what do you need? Cool. When can you give me a check? It does not work like that, bro. It does not work like that. Cool, I get to your question after I lock in. My matcha brain is slowly starting to focus. Okay. And then I would recommend someone give me a map 2/26, I would do a sharing preliminary basic data request, right? And then from there, I would take about a week to review that data, right? I would do that. And let me go to a calendar. I don't even know the dates. All right. And then 2/9. Yeah, I would ask for 2/9/26 second management meeting. And this is diligence focus. Right? And then if that goes well, 2/11. If it goes really well, I don't know, this is like a small deal, right? If it was bigger, this is when I would hire Q of E, quality of earnings. Because what they do is they reconcile all of the bank statements, credit card statements to ensure that the true cash flow that the business is generating is actually factual, right? Oftentimes, a lot of owners either inflate their cash flow number or just actually don't know what the true cash flow number is. So therefore that amount is just like not real, you know? But a QOV helps to ensure that like what you are buying is like actual. And the best way to do that is to figure out how much cash actually hits the bank every single month. Like you take out all the unnecessary non-recurring expenses, little things like that, adjustments, like what is the true amount of cash that comes to that business every single month? Like what is the true cash flow of the business, right? Hire QV. And then after that, I would hire QV, tell them work really fast. And then by 2/18, I think you should be in a position to do some submit IOI or first round bid indication of interest. And if you need a template, I got templates for all this stuff, y'all. It was supposed to be just for the deal team, but y'all fam. All right. Okay. So that, then that. What else? If the deal is accepted, right? And I wouldn't hire a lawyer. I wouldn't hire a lawyer to do the first round. I would some of y'all need to hire a lawyer before you submit a first round bid because it's a larger, more complex deal. But something like this, the legal fees will eat up literally 10% of the purchase price. Where would I hire QV? I have a brand deal with one. It's DM me or email me. I'll connect you with Brad at High Point Advisory. These people. High yield savings. These are who I used. I actually have a referral link, or like we did a brand deal with them, but I actually used them for this deal. They're good. They're a little pricey though. It's a little expensive. I think it's like $5,000. By the way, I don't want to mislead you, but I think it's like 5 AMs, and that's literally 10% of your purchase price. I don't know if I would do that. So for something like this, there might be a cheaper alternative approach towards QV. Like you honestly could just like ask the bank owner, or like you could do QV yourself. I never recommend this, but like you should get a professional. But like I could do QV myself. It just takes a long time. Like you need to just like literally go expense by expense on all the bank credit cards, bank statements, and all that. But I don't assume a trash bin cleaning business has crazy expenses that are like all over the place. So, what else was I talking about? Wait, okay. First round bid. Next. Okay, now that's good for now. After that, once you get to this part, then check back in with us and give us here. I'll tell you when you need to have chat check-ins. Check in with chat. You need to have a check-in with chat here before here to let me know what your request list is. Check in with chat. Hey y'all, we really out here about to be investment committee helping Edwin. That's how we rocking. Need to have a check-in here Have a check-in here. Let us know how it went. They know what they're doing. And then have a check-in here before you submit to let me know what the price is, right? Check in with chat before to confirm price. Because it says it's listed for $59,000 doesn't mean you need to pay that. You can submit a bid for whatever you want. They could have had this listing literally on freaking Facebook Marketplace for like 5 years and no one bid. So you can just go in and say, I'll pay 10 bands or 10,000. And then they're like, oh, finally someone wants to give us an offer, and then they'll sell it. So you can offer whatever you want. Just don't be too disrespectful, you know? Okay. That is your deal timeline, brother. Now let's talk about key diligence areas, right? Right? The equipment, age, useful life. And I know they say they have all this stuff available, but you need to go and check it yourself. See it, touch it, like all this stuff. You need to have it all literally done yourself. And guys, I am going to get to this later, but I promise Edwin, we're going to get to this. We do have a really fun segment on ranking AI stocks of 2025. This is actually going to be sick. So don't go anywhere. All right. This is going to be really, really fun. But back to this. The age, useful life, replacement needs, and expected CapEx. Yep. You can even do that thing on AI where you like turn on the camera. I don't know if you guys know, but like on this phone, it has like on this, it has like an Apple Intelligence thing. And it's like, yo, chat, who these cats? And it's like, oh, those are Shredlords, you know? It's like a live thing like that. Okay, so the equipment, customers, you want to understand the single home versus HOAs. Go to market. You want to understand how they market the different channels, ROI per channel, underpenetrated segments, little things like that, right? See the equipment, the customers, the go-to-market. Where's Rich Topic? I just thought about that. That boy Rich Topic always be in there hustling. What's he doing? Okay, equipment, customers, go-to-market. And then on this, you want to understand rev per customer. Competition. Geographic coverage. Pricing. Other services. What else would you guys want to know? What else do y'all want to know? I could go on for days. I don't want to. Okay. Equipment, customers, cost, right? Materials, chemicals, fuel, potential hire, labor, sub, legal. You want to understand the like validity of business. Make sure it's like actual legally company that's up to date. That's a really good point, Rich. I was gonna add that to financials. Financials, historical P&L, balance sheet, audited financials. 10 times out of 10, it's not audited, but you know, if it is, you want to see that. Tax returns, outstanding leverage, right? But we typically buy these on a cash-free, debt-free basis. At gross margins, taxes, liens, all types of things. Okay. Now, legal, the validity of the business, the rights to brand, website, etc. moat. You want to check out reviews and like look up every single review and try to understand like what's happening with the reviews. Because the moat is not how good they clean a trash bin. The moat is like the brand, you know? Because anybody can buy a trash bin cleaning setup. The moat's going to be like how good the brand is and the scale and the presence and how much people know about like this particular brand. Like that's a real moat. You know what I'm saying? That's a real moat, y'all. That's a real moat, y'all. That's a real freaking moat, y'all. What they talking about? Twin stirs. Let's go here. Just so I can keep it going. Am I missing anything? The equipment, the customers, the go-to-market, the competition, the cost, the validity, the do a quick Bijan check on management, ethics, because if they're freaking involved in the Epstein files, you don't want anything to do with that business, right? So what else? There's freaking equipment, customers, go to market, competition, legal, moat, financials, background check, competition, review, capex, rev, diversification, initiatives of larger Texas incumbents, just to see if like they're even thinking about this. Because if they're even thinking about expanding into this at scale, don't even buy this. VOC, that stands for voice of customer. You need to find some way, somehow, get customer point of view on service, business, purchasing criteria. Meaning like for net new customers, you go to them and you ask them, hey, theoretically, if you were to have a trash bin cleaning business, would you be interested in it? What would be the key criteria you would be worried about before you even paid for the service? Do you clean it yourself? Right? Little things like that, right? Oh, we also need to do commercial TAM. For the TAM, you want to understand like percent of homes DIY using competitor and no solution, right? You feel that about it? You also want to think through expanding into municipal. Like you want to expand like municipal and larger customers. Like process, RFP timelines, competitors, expected win rates, etc. Purchasing criteria and ranking of this business on that criteria. All right, my man. All right. You know what's funny? Like back in the office in KKR, New York, I used to have these stems like this in the office. Everyone knew I was in goof. I was locked in. See the boys. All right. Management. First management meeting topics. There really aren't any topics for this, right? For the management meeting topics. Oh, story. Here, oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Story and background. You understand why they started the business. Experience to date. How has it been? Big wins. talk about customers, neighborhoods, hires, etc. Yeah. Pressure test thesis, right? What you would do if you owned this business. And then and let them give you feedback of what would work, what they tried, and what's impressive, and what's about to be a hit. Let's be real about it. How has it been so far? Okay. So, story and background, experience to date, big wins, pressure tested thesis, true reason of why they're selling now. Okay. And then, I like this one. This is a good one. If they had unlimited resources, time, and money, where would they invest to grow the business? Experience to date, right to win, why customers pick them, have them talk about the win. Oh, you already say that in the wins. Why customers pick them, criteria, and the real deal winner for sales. You guys with me? I'm kind of cooking right now, kind of locked. You all forced me to be productive. Right? Okay. I need $1 billion. Let's be real about it. This is so funny. This is how I spend my Friday nights, y'all. Operational challenge. Ooh. Ooh. Operational. Yep, that's a good one. A-Dub, that's a really good one. First, and then experience to date, how it's been so far, and specific experience. I don't jump in exactly with like what are the challenges operationally, but just like get them to talk explicitly about Midland. There might be something about a politician. There might be something about like a local community or a key competitor or an HOA or something that just like prevents something from happening, you know? Because you gotta think about it. Everybody's got trash cans. So why aren't these large waste management companies operating and doing this stuff? Like there must be a reason why. It's gotta be a reason why. It could be like messy, it could be hard, it could be labor intensive. It's gotta be some reason why. And you just gotta be confident that like that reason doesn't make you not want to do the deal. You know what I'm saying, chat? Hey, did y'all have dinner yet? What'd y'all have for dinner? I'm really fiending Shake Shack right now. I'm totally fiending Shake Shack. Shake Shack would be so good. I went to the gym today too, so I feel like I deserve it. All right. Data request. Potential. Operations, marketing, legal. Let's be real about it. I mean, really care about how you feel about it. Is this helpful, Edwin? Let's be real about it. Last 5 years. Sheet. Last 5 years bank statements, QuickBooks Access, customer. Customer list. Y'all are so lucky. This is like very expensive game right here. But I do it for the chat. I do it for the chat. Y'all lucky we out here making money together, y'all. Cause this right here, this type of game, this is. You know how many dummies are out here buying businesses without doing a fifth of what we just talked about right here, and they're paying these business buying gurus that are on Facebook or Instagram ads $10,000 a year to help them. It's crazy work. Like I was doing some, I had Anna look into like business buying communities, and there's like the Cody Sanchez one. There's like all these other weird Instagram folks, and it's like if you look at their communities, like or even the one that from Buy Then Build, like the stuff costs like $10,000 a year to literally just get this, what we're doing right now. It's actually insane that they like charge that. That's crazy. That's like wild. It should be criminal. Nah, not criminal. I might mess around. In order for me to continue, you need to pay $10,000, Edwin. 10,000 space dollars. JK. Nah, I just love this. I love business. All right. Lock in. No, I'm serious. Look at this. Look at this. Contrarian. Community cost to go to the academy, and then like their comprehensive course, $5,000 to $10,000, or $5,000 to $15,000. Dang! You get mentor support, expert calls, accuracy support, complete scores. Let's see what they learn. Let's see what they actually learn on here. And I ain't trying to toot my horn, chat, but there literally isn't a single other creator in the entire earth that worked at Blackstone or KKR. That's kind of crazy work, chat. There's not another creator on this earth that has done what we've done, that has conquered what we've conquered. Just kidding. Let me shut up, because the last thing I need is one of my old coworkers to just literally launch a YouTube channel. Eleanor, if you're listening, stay at your job. Don't be a creator, all right? Because you are a tank. She's 10 times better than me at this. Or if Boogie tries to hop in here and make a freaking YouTube channel, I would report him for copyright. All right. Sorry guys, I got sidetracked again. You like it, Lyric? Lyric's Tube. Hope you having an awesome day. I hope you like it. I don't know. I thought you guys would be bored with this, but you guys actually like it. Y'all some finance nerds. Y'all really some finance nerds. Y'all some smart money shred lords. You know, it's funny though. This is the type of stuff that's about to be making y'all billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? This is about to be making y'all lots of money when y'all older. So, all right, I'm sick of hearing this song. I'm sick of hearing his voice. I love Kayvon, but if I'm hearing that song that's the only song we can play. That's the only banger that we have. Just kidding. I love my boy. Kayvon texted me earlier today. He was like, bro, I'm about to run out of money because how much I'm investing in myself. I was like, bro, I kind of ride with that, dude. Get after it, Shred Lord. Get her done. Because investing yourself is the number one investment you can make. Okay. Last 5 years, all the P&L and bank statements, balance sheet, last 5 years, bank statements, QuickBooks Access, customer list. And you need to do debt outstanding. Well, that's going to be in the balance sheet. You need to have like details and latest statements of debt, lines of credit. What's up, Twain? How you doing? How the heck y'all doing? Okay, operations. Next, when it comes to operations, equipment list. Full equipment list. full equipment list, and purchase price history. Warranties. Customer list. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. They only been around for 6 months, but this is like, I'm making this so that when I share this link with you, you can just modify it for any business. You know? Yeah, I'm about to get this for free. I'm about to give this to everybody. You guys can all have this. I'm not gatekeeping. You guys can have this if you want. It don't make me no difference. If y'all want this, y'all can have it. Just smash that like button and go subscribe to Kenny Finance Live. All right. And for those that are confused about Kenny Finance Live, it's we get to put a lot more stuff out there. The main Kenny Finance channel, like, we gotten to the point where like we gotta be like polished, high production, nice, cool stuff. Cause like these brands want something that's like really freaking nice, you know? So good vids coming out soon, but it's like gotta be polished. Kenny Finance Live, I can be as unhinged as I want. We're talking about everything on there. So it's gonna be a lot of like really fun, cool clips. And we released a video on Intel, which is part of the stream last week. And it was really cool. Like, I swear, like, we're gonna be uploading like 5 to 7 times a week on Kenny Finance Live. So just in case anyone ever misses the live streams, it will be on Kenny Finance Live. Okay? But not the full thing. It's gonna be like the segment and like edited in intros and more context. So it's not just gonna be a copy and paste from the live stream. It's gonna like have incremental, like really good value. So okay, operations, full equipment list, full customer list, and then pipeline, if they have anything. A list of tools, systems, software that they have to run the business. The one thing that is concerning though, Edwin, is that it's only been around for 6 months. That is not cool. No bueno, no bueno. Yeah, employee list. Yeah, go in. I forgot, like, employee list. I keep trying to balance between like a list for a business that's been around for 6 months and then a list for like that's like you can use that's repeatable across anything else. You know what I mean? So I want to make it as broad as possible, but for this, just make a version of it, copy it up, and just delete the ones that aren't relevant since it's not relevant to this. I want to make it general because I want to be applied to everybody. So like for everybody, you want to have this P&L, tax returns, last 3 years of tax returns, right? Because you gotta let them know, guys. Like, owner's gonna be like, OMG, you want all this? And I'm like, yeah, you want to sell me your business? I want to know exactly what I'm buying. QuickBooks Access, customer list, customer list. Oh, we had customer list twice. But more like revenue segments, right? By customer, geo, HOA, geography, HOA, and market, etc. And market, etc. I want to try something that, hold on. I just want to give it a shot. Okay. I don't know if I should do this, but let's give it a shot. I want to see if they'll dock me for doing this. Playlist. Because I found a song that was so good. Can y'all hear?
My darling, you.
Y'all hear?
You.
This is so
My
good.
darling, you.
They're probably gonna dock me for this, right? But what do y'all think? It's an unreleased song, and there's like 15 other songs on here. You know? Anyway, it's a really good song that, like, if you ever want to just crank and get a lot of work done, that's what I was listening to earlier, y'all. Anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. pipeline, customer list, pipeline, list of tools, systems, software, employee list. What else should we add? What else should we add? Oh, Richard, you're nice. I was here before the blow up. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. I don't know if this thing gonna blow up, but it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun with it. That's the least I'll say. List of tools, systems. Okay, social media accounts. Ad spend by platform. And conversion data. Granted, I'm telling you, Edwin, they're not gonna have 95% of this, but for any other business that's like scaled and good, they should have this stuff. Social media accounts, field team list, and allocation. Field team are folks that go door to door, right? And sales field team. You want to have a list. Want to have the list, cost, compensation, or alignment. This can be like sales, or no, not sales. It can be commission, bonus, etc. And figure out how they're aligned, because you might want to change that once you're the new owner. Ooh, that's a good thing. Direct mail spend and strategy, email marketing spend and strategy. It's kind of like baked within the social media accounts thing, but we should emphasize this. So I'm definitely getting Shake Shack tonight, yo. Okay. It's decided. Okay. Shabuya roll call. My name is Scuba. From the Easter. Prices up. You can use me for the show, boy. $2 on the. Yeah, that's facts. I definitely shouldn't. Definitely shouldn't. Diet K. Yeah, I shouldn't. I'm joking. I have sweet potato fries, chicken breast, and a smoothie. So that's what we're gonna eat. Yeah. Once again, Richard just spoils the fun. Richard, you keep me so locked in and accountable on everything, bro. Like my health, my focus, my busy brain, you know, my dating life. All right, marketing and then legal. We need to have articles of incorporation. Gotta have help before wealth. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Help. Gotta have that help before the wealth. All right, so legal articles of incorporation. I'm trying to just think through like what I needed legally on this business. Legally, employment contracts, customer contracts. Check for a change of a control clauses. What else? Shred lords. Employment contracts, customer contracts, licenses, insurance. Check if you need one to be verified. And then insurance, check if customers require businesses to have it. We can go to this after the next check-in. Right, because then, like, based on what we hear from all this stuff. Oh, snap. Yo, we been cooking. We've been cooking. Hey, I apologize, but class started at freaking 6:30. Just kidding. Nah, we just been cooking up. We learned about the markets. We got Edwin and Deal. Wow, this is nice. It's very simple, but it's a lot, right? And you know what's funny, y'all? Ooh, environmental permits. Oh, yes. Wait, A-dubs, low-key, about that life. Environmental permits. Brain blast. And that's all I can think of just from looking at the listing. Well, let's look at it more. Now I'm trying to look at it from a lens of like, all right, if I'm buying it tomorrow, what all do I want to... No, car. Legal. Auto registration. License, validity. Just auto registration and stuff. Yeah, because it might be like, that's a really good point. Like the enviro permits, like just the water use as well as like the chemical use. You might have a certain license to use like all those other things there. Boom. And then you need to do a check for lawsuits or anything that's related to like, oh, he broke my trash can, you know? That. This trailer looks kind of old. Well, not too old, but the trailer looks like, I don't know. It seems fine. Yeah, the trailer's fine. Trailer's fine. I don't know why this wire is all over the place like this. Why they need to clean that up. This branding. And when you think about your branding, yeah, Secretary of State, Secretary of State. When you think about your branding, think about it like a YouTube thumbnail. What's going to cause someone to stop? I want to click. You know? This, I don't know what all this stuff is. But I think that's top of mind, Shred Lords. That's all I can think of. Right? And y'all can take this and apply it to any business. Right? We'll get to this after the first check-in. Okay? We're going to call this Edwin's Management Meeting Manifesto. Manifesto. Let's be real about it. I mean, I don't really care about how you feel about it. Let's see. Let me go to Epidemic Sound. Let's get a fancy playlist going. I think they got like a Spanish playlist. Where my Spanish boys at? I think they got like a Spanish play. Te elijo a ti. Oh, what they talking about here? We gonna try some Spanish music. They got an Epidemic Sound. Let's see what they got for the boys, for the Spanish boys. Para los chicos. All right, y'all want this? Anything missing? Anything else? Anything missing before I share this with y'all? Y'all want PDF or what? Y'all want the link? I gotta smash that like button if y'all want this, man. Hold on, I'm trying to get my Spanish music up. Let me get my Someone told me I need to use Artlist instead. But all right, this ad is almost over with. Dale. Nosotros vamos a comprar este negocio. Sí. Vamos a comprar este negocio. ¿Ese negocio, wait. ¿Negocio? ¿Sí? ¿Sí o no? Richard. ¿Negocio este? Sí. Hey, ahora. Dale, amigos. Vamos a comprar. No. Wait. All right, now I got it. I forgot it. Yeah, okay. Vamos a comprar este negocio. All right, I said it right. I got confused. I got confused. All right, anybody with a link can boss up and get this. Everybody get it. We cooking, chat. We cooking. Dale, dale, dale. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Smash that like button. I just gave you guys literally this cost probably like $10,000, $15,000. $10,000 to $15,000 space dollars. Dale, 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 dale. I like this little vibe. Yeah, Sirski. Oh, but make sure y'all don't edit. I don't want to give y'all edit access. Did I say? Hold on. Anybody? Okay, view. Don't be messing up my link, yo. Don't be messing up my page. For chat, capital, internal use only. Te quiero, te quiero, te quiero, te quiero. Oh, yeah. What y'all know about that legal disclaimer at the top, chat? For chat, capital, internal use only. Does not constitute offer. And only for educational purposes only. Now my lawyer can STF you. Blah, 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 blah. Hey. Disclaimers, disclaimers, disclaimers for the annoying, the lawyers, for the haters, and the hater. That song is being added to the vibe list. Hold on. Hold on. I literally felt like that song was speaking to me. That song was speaking to me. Yeah, that goes on the stream playlist. That goes on the stream playlist. What about this one? Diamantes. Nah, that's light skin. What about this one? Hey, y'all better not let me move to Miami. If I move to Miami, I swear to God, I'm wearing like one of them short sleeve button-ups without a button and a gold chain out. Oh, lyrics too. There was Te Elijo a Ti by Caro Luna. Lo que quiero es vivir donde viven las palmas. Bum, 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 bum. That's the Miami look. Everybody rocks it. And then don't let me get a little cigar in. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get a little cigar in. You like this one? Oh, wait. Our favorite artist has another one. Todo mi amor. All of my love. Todo mi amor. Oh, one's called Really Good Day. I don't know. Something about it is just like Spanish music. That song sucks. It's just like they're so in tune with their emotions. And they're so romantic. You ever realize that? They're so romantic. Why is that? Like, what's like the cultural background behind that? Like some cultural backgrounds have like zero riz. Spanish backgrounds have all the riz. Oh. Hold on, chat. It's a vibe. Hey. Let the draft. Oh. Thanks, A-Dub. We at the club. What y'all want to drink? I got water. Drinks on Boogie. I like this. Add it to the playlist. Someone translate. Is this kid-friendly lyrics? My nephew watches these. He's in middle school. And I just realized my mom watches the VODs. Is this appropriate? Who cares? Oh, what about this? Vale la pena. What about this? Yeah, maybe not. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Let me know if y'all know any of these. Garrett says they gotta grow up sometimes.
Baby, no te preocupes.
Oh, AW, you want the watermark? How do I do it on what's the name though? I don't know if I can do that on insert watermark, bookmark. Like the big one that goes like diagonal. I don't know if you can have that on here. Right? Insert, edit. Hey, Twain, how do I do that? Hey, duh. Boom, boom. Oh, wait, let's get back to the vibes real quick. Whoa. Y'all want to know my favorite reggaeton song? Y'all might be too young for this. This one right here. We can only play like 5 seconds of it. This one here. Hello?
¿Aló?
Hola bebé, y es muy rápido mantenerte. Yo lo que quiero es complacerte.
Dime si conmigo quieres hacer travesura. No me puedo contener. All right. Let's not get banned, Johnson. What about? I had a whole reggaeton concert right outside my Miami party. Oh, no shot. Oh, that's great. Okay, y'all wanna hear my favorite song right now? This is my favorite song right now. I love Fade. Boom, boom, boom. I listen to this every day. Okay, oh, you can only hear that. And then we skip to here. And how about this? And then boom. Okay, I'm totally about to get in trouble. Okay, enough. Paruco. Oh, you talking about that Pepas? Pepa ya la para seca en una cartilla de la discoteca. Okay, back to my epidemic. Epidemic for the boys. Trap. Epidemic. A-Dub, how do I do the thing? A-Dub is our chief compliance officer. A-Dub. Oh, what y'all know about that K-pop though? What y'all know about that K-pop though? Yeah, no shot. Not in this stream. Not in this chat. Not in this chat. Hold on. Not in this chat. All right. I do like some, like fantasy, rock, R&B, jazz, futuristic bass. Valkyrie? What you know about Valkyrie? Y'all, should I, what you know about Valkyrie? You know who that is? Should we slide in her DMs? Richard says, yeah. insert and select watermark. Bro, I don't have that. Image, table. No, it's Google. Oh, wait. I found it. Ha ha ha. Hey, let's go. They really thought they could get the kid down like that. They really thought they could get the kid down like that. Hey, we are so legit. Hey, y'all, this is so legit. I like that. Hey, y'all can't ever say that we can't figure something out. We in the business of figuring stuff out. Garrett said Garrett says he's in the business of making numbers grow. I'm in the business of figuring things out. All right? That's what I've been doing all month. Figuring stuff out. No excuses. Shred Lords. It's official chat capital document. We're going to add this to our chat capital folder. Chat capital. Probably going to hit me with an ad. Yep, I knew it. All right, that's a good time for us to pivot to our next segment. AI stocks. Dun, dun, dun. How long have we been streaming? Dang, 2.5 hours? Time literally flies when you're having fun with the guys. Y'all get it? Oh, that's crazy. Richard already knows what to do. All right, guys, be on your best behavior. We're about to make a YouTube video. This won't be the intro. We're just going to hop into the flow. Everybody spam hi YouTube in the chat. Everybody spam hi YouTube in the chat. This is going to go in the mix here, y'all. W's. But we are looking at the most talked about, hyped up, outperforming businesses. Literally in the entire stock market for 2025. This is about to be epic. There are some winners in this list, and there are some losers in this list, chat. And let me start by saying, historical performance is not indicative of future performance, all right, for the disclaimers. But we have incredible large businesses that are hyper-focused on one core thing, enabling the adoption and growth of artificial intelligence. We got folks from all types of supply chains here. We got NVIDIA at the chip layer. We got SanDisk at the memory layer. We got Figma at the consumer layer. We got Lumentum at the optics layer. There's big brands that a lot of folks know, and there's a lot of little brands that literally no one knows about. But our job here, Chat Capital, our job here is very simple: to rank the quality of the business models that we have here in front of us. And I will tell you this: it is not just about the chart. We're not that shallow. It is not just about the chart. It is simply about the quality of the business, to where if we had to deploy capital today, where will we be excited about? And let's start with everyone's favorite business. Everyone and their mom is in this name. Every index fund is in this name, and that is NVIDIA. All right? So let's take a quick look at what's been happening with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, as you know, they are producing a bunch of graphic processing units and other essential critical infrastructure for the AI boom. Let's see what happened in the last year for them. So in the last year for NVIDIA, they're up a clean 50, 60%. That's not bad. That's not bad. But they are the behemoth in this space. It's gotten to the point where they're a $5 trillion market cap business. They're literally they're larger than an entire nation. Some small countries combined can't even stack up to the market cap of NVIDIA. And what you have to understand is that the crazy narrative of this jumping 478,000% is simply a fact of a small cap stock all the way from the early 2000s and the 90s, continuously growing and popping until 2026. But when you get to a large point of a business being $4.5 trillion, do not expect these kind of returns. All right? But let's talk about the narrative here with NVIDIA. The narrative with NVIDIA is that they have more demand than they can handle. They have a massive supply chain that they need to manage. They have a bunch of partners. They have a bunch of investments in earlier stage names. They have a bunch of investments in all of their other supply chain partners and sometimes even competitors. It's like, I don't know if y'all have seen that picture of just like all of these businesses being invested and intertwined with each other. But they're so big that I would rank them honestly as too big to fail in the AI space. And when you're something like that, it's kind of like a boring tier. I'm placing them at B. Why? Because if you want to bet, if you really want to bet on AI in a safer ecosystem, just buy NVIDIA. Just buy. None of this is investment advice, by the way. It's just like educational purposes. Next, now let's talk about potentially one of the most slept on themes. Well, you know what? Let's get niche later on. We'll get a little niche later on. Let's talk about the ones that you guys know about. What's the big one you all know about in the chat? Oh, hi, Ed. Oh, bye, Edwin. I was going to say hi, Edwin. Bye, Edwin. I'll see y'all in the next live. Got to go grind. Handle that, Edwin. We gave Edwin a lot of homework. I kind of felt bad. I gave him a long list of stuff to do. Don't be overwhelmed, bro. Don't be overwhelmed. Deals take months to close. It took mine 9 months. And I'm still not closed. All right? It's a process, brother. But W. Edwin for giving us that awesome topic. Next, let's talk about a large, I wouldn't call this an AI business. I would instead call this a legacy software company, software giant that has the potential to implement a large amount of AI. And that's Salesforce. So let's talk about Salesforce for a bit. For folks that know what Salesforce is like a big, large legacy CRM platform that's used across enterprises all across the world, mostly big companies. And the role in Salesforce is to allow for businesses, mostly enterprise customers, to organize all of their relationships. Like it's in the name, Salesforce. It's kind of digitizing your sales approach. It links contacts, touch points, automates follow-ups, can generate emails, just so that if you are generating sales for a business, you can do it in a digital manner. Let's look at how it performed in the last year. Oof. In the last year, this business has been down nearly 40%. Why is that? I'll tell you this. If you want to understand the durability of a business, think about how easy it is for someone else to make a replica of it in a matter of minutes. We could go on Ripple, Cursor, or anything else and literally make a CRM tool in minutes. Right? The defensibility of the Salesforce business model is questionable. So with that, I'm honestly going to put it at the D tier. We're putting Salesforce at the D tier. All right? Sorry, Salesforce. Now, let's talk about one of the highest performing, highest returning businesses of 2025. This one sits at the memory layer. And this business is SanDisk. The narrative with SanDisk is that if you missed out, you really freaking missed out. This business went up 1,500% last year. Why? Because of two core reasons. There's an enterprise story and a consumer story. And when I say memory, they're literally selling memory chips, right? They're literally selling those chips that you can save your photos, your apps, your games. And most folks know SanDisks for, of course, the consumer chips. But what they don't actually know is that they have a very large focused effort of selling big enterprise grade memory to data centers, to AI customers, to hyperscalers in that segment. If you are going to bet on AI and you think all of this generative stuff and the training of it is going to continue to persist, there's one thing that is definitely needed, and that's memory. And what's the issue of 2025 and still going on in 2026? No one can get their hands on enough memory. Why is that? I'd argue that we have a bunch of AI slop and silly, goofy Jake Paul clips that's flooding TikTok. I think we have a lot of useless things saved. But regardless, memory is memory, you know? And they're one of the largest producers of memory. The business has been up 1,500%. They have pricing power. They have the ability to invest into the infrastructure to build more capacity, which they are trying to do. And from their last earnings call that we had in our last stream, they are actually investing into having more long-term agreements with their customers. So instead of quarterly spot pricing, they're going to try to have long-term agreements to where they can, if demand falls, they still have to pay those long-term contracts. That could be a W setup. But for the purposes of reviewing it in 2025, I would honestly put SanDisk at A tier. Now I know you guys are probably surprised. Why is this not S tier if it went up 1,500%? Like I said, this is not just about price and stock price appreciation. It's about the quality of the business model. As if we were Warren friggin' Buffett. All right? I forgot to talk about TSMC. TSMC is another large TSMC, right? They're another large semi producer. Very, very, very similar to NVIDIA, all right? They're just like a fourth of the size. As you can see, similar price appreciation, but they have a lot more exposure to overseas supply chains. They have different customer segments, but you can put this TSMC overall in the same bucket and tier as NVIDIA because they literally do the exact same thing almost. And it's gotten to the point where they kind of blend it together and they kind of work together in some respects as well. Funny enough, AI is a very friendly ecosystem. All right. Now, let's talk about MasTec. Now, MasTec, a lot of folks might not know what MasTec is, but MasTec actually sits at a very fascinating layer of the business. And on the MasTec layer of the business, they're actually working with and focusing on the services that is enabling the AI build out. When you need data centers, when hyperscalers are investing CapEx, you need engineers, you need technicians, and you need people to design and build and provide maintenance to all of those pieces of equipment and infrastructure. All right? This is a critical service play when it comes to the AI build out. And this business has a large exposure into the data center world. They also have exposure into other segments as well that are more industrial, just in case if AI blows up. So it's kind of like a pretty nice hedged bet of just overall services. And the other big thing is they do a lot of work on the electric grid as well. And AI, no AI, we need to fix the grid. In order to fix the grid, we need people. Boom, MasTec. And check out the price over the last year. 65% returns on a services business. High labor costs, and they're still ripping like this. Strong margins as well. Fight me on this, but I'm putting MasTec in S tier. I'm putting MasTec in the S tier. Now, next, let's have a conversation on America's favorite foundry, and that's Intel. For folks that don't know about Intel, the US government and NVIDIA decided to put a little bit of capital to play into this business because they are banking on the ability of America to start producing and manufacturing some of the critical pieces of the supply chain for AI. And if you want to bank on American, what do they call it? Patriotism? whatever it is. If you want to, if you want to bank on made in America when it comes to AI supply chain, Intel is where it's at. It has the U.S. government heavily involved. It has a legacy of being a slow semi supply chain player. The stock has taken quite a hit in the last. Oh no, actually improved last 5 days. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, anyway, post earnings, the stock took a 17-20% dip. But it seems as if the narrative is that investors are still overall excited and think that, like, regardless, we're going to need some U.S. exposure into the supply chain, and this could be it. And it could be one of those too big to fail ones. Almost $2.5 billion market cap business. It's got a lot of stuff going on. The real bet is whether they are able to pivot their supply chain and operational excellence to meet the fast-moving demands of the AI supply chain. When you're a big business like Intel, and you have big customers like NVIDIA and the US government or investors like that, it can be very bureaucratic and hard to adapt to an evolving supply chain, which changes every single week. The reason why a lot of this stuff is built overseas is because of the speed to manufacture and innovation. And folks overseas, they are accustomed to that velocity of change. So when it comes to Intel, while it could be a resilient US government made in America AI supply chain play, there is execution risk, I think. And for that, I'm putting it at C tier. Now, let's talk about Micron. So Micron, for folks who don't know about Micron, they're another large memory player, stock ticker MU, all right? But they focus more on like legacy enterprise data and storage, all right? They're not as heavily involved in the consumer layer. And as you can see, it didn't have SanDisk type returns, but it did have memory-like returns. If you look at any memory stock in the last, literally any memory stock in the last year, there was significant uptick. And this one had pretty crazy returns. And it's a larger business, almost $500 billion market cap, while SanDisk is a lot smaller. But arguably, if you want like an enterprise grade like business, this is a more enterprise oriented, more stable memory business. And they're based in Idaho, where they make chips. And when it comes to memory stocks, they all kind of fit within the same landscape for me. So I'm going to put Micron also up there with A tier. While they did crush, it's kind of like a S/A tier, but I will put it as A tier. Now, let's talk about some of my babies. There's two businesses, Lumentum and Coherent. Super exciting. They sit within a layer called optics, which are essentially really important interconnection cables that go into data centers and large AI equipment and infrastructure and electric grid stuff. I don't want to bore you all, but these are baggers, and we're going to get to those later. So we're going to tease a bit. Let's talk about ASML. ASML is one of those businesses that you come across once in a generation that potentially have insane short-term momentum, but has all the pressure in the entire world on them. So ASML, not to get too crazy scientific, but ASML focuses on a very, very, very critical piece of the supply chain. And that is lithography systems, right? They are a machine layer of the AI supply chain. And they are the only name in town that is doing EUV lithography systems. If you want to know what an EUV lithography system is, or machine, they look like this. Huge, crazy big machines that cost $300,000 to $500,000, and they're designed to make one of the most important layers of a semi-chip. Right? They're based in the Netherlands, and they're the only ones making this. Now, you're probably thinking, they have monopoly, they have pricing power, all this stuff. It's got to be God tier, right? It's okay, it's good, but like a lot could go wrong if they don't perform well, right? So they could crush it, they can continue to perform well, but like a lot could go wrong. So it kind of depends on which side of the bed I wake up on, but like I honestly will put this. I don't know. We're gonna put this in between. This one's gonna go in between. All right, that one's gonna go in between because it sounds cool and all, but the issue is customers. You know what? Screw it. We're putting it with A. I'll tell you why, and you can argue with me on it. Customers do not like to have over reliance on one particular segment of a supply chain, especially deep pocketed customers. If you listen to Tesla's earnings call, they're considering building their own fabs and memory production areas to just rely on a very sensitive supply chain. When you're a business like ASML, you have all the pressure in the entire world to perform. You have all the pressure in the entire world to perform. One miss, the stock collapses. But also, every single customer has every motivation in the entire world to build that machine in-house, or to find an alternative, or to figure out how to build their chips without it. So there is kind of existential risk for this kind of business. And I just psyched myself out of it. We're moving it from A tier. We're putting it in freaking B tier. All right? We're putting it in freaking B tier because it's scary because a lot can go wrong. There's too much stacked against it. All right? Now, let's talk about the fancy, cool apps that you can have. The fancy, cool apps that you can have when it comes to AI. And that is Figma. I actually designed a website on Figma. It was like a business brokerage. I designed the thing on. It was like a business buying app. I took biz buy sell content and made a app out of it. I don't know why someone hasn't done that already, but I'm copyrighting that idea. But let's go to Figma. All right. This one is, well, you see how it is. The Figma story is very much, they specialize in graphic design, UI, UX development at a pretty nice automated way for consumer applications. But as you can see, where AI is drastically evolving is in the ability to rapidly design and implement a bunch of graphic concepts to mobile applications. All of the vibe coders, Cursor, Gemini, you name it, Ripple, Lovable, Base 44, they're all coming out with their own approaches towards having a better design layer. So now this one's kind of like, all right, what role does Figma play in the overall design layer of vibe coding and consumer applications? When in reality, if you can prompt it, darn it, you can design it. Sorry, Figma, but I'm placing you in E tier, all right? Now, let's talk about these two together, Lumentum and Coherent. So when it comes to Lumentum and Coherent, they are two stories of the same play, two names in the same story. They both focus on the optics layer of the AI supply chain and interconnect cables, some a little bit more nuanced and different. But let's talk about Lumentum's cables. Right? In order to send high-powered data and content and energy and all of the information and stuff you need to have the craziest cables in the entire world. And I don't want to get too nuanced, but this is one of those businesses that makes these kind of interconnection cables and receivers. I'd love to get crazy, super complex, but essentially, moral of the story is, instead of data center to grid to have enablement of AI usage, you sometimes need to have data center to data center interconnection, and it requires specific type of cables that allow for that. And then boom, that's what kind of Lumentum does, those kind of things. So they do that. Coherent does stuff that's somewhat similar, but a little bit different. They provide the networking, and even the websites kind of look the same. They provide the networking and the lasers, but as you can see, the optical transceivers, the circuit switches, and other diversified products that are cables within the data center. So when you think about a data center, there's all these switches, cables, interconnects, etc., that aren't chips, but are essential cables in connecting things. And that's what Coherent and Lumentum does. All right. So with both of these, they kind of sit within, not exact, but similar spaces within that supply chain. And I'm a little bit biased, but I think with or without AI, there will be a data center build out. There will be a large need for interconnection. And I think both of these are absolute baggers. And we're going to place these fine folks up there in the S tier. All right. Now, the last one out of the AI stocks, and we're going to talk about some honorable mentions from the chat. But honestly, the last one is one that we actually found together on stream last week. And this is P-Lab, Photronics. Let's check out P-Lab stock. Over the last year, it hasn't had the crazy rip like the others. It really only came as it relates to like our earnings beat or big announcements. So it's been a relatively sleepy stock. They've been around for a while, a bunch of little back and forth, a small micro cap, $2 billion. No one really knows about this one, but they need to. Why? Because they are focused on creating something called photomask sets. Chat, say it with me. Photomask sets. So, all right, let's look at what a photomask set is. So when you think of a photomask set, it's like a very, very, very tiny, small. Let me not even try to act like I know what like a photomask set is. I have no freaking clue what a photomask set is. It's like a very tiny plate that allows for the light to shine through in a specific pattern of a chip. All right? They are one of the largest US-based producers of this, and they specialize in producing that specific layer that is designed towards the next generation chips. All right? Let's go to Photronics website. So if you go to their website, let's see what their products are, right? Integrated circuits, MCDs, expansion. Oh, they're expanding in China. Nice. But anywho, so this kind of business is super small. And when it's a small cap like this, it can be extremely volatile. But they're one of very few producers that are doing something that's hyper important. And while the stock is kind of like a little, like not as looked at and focused on as the rest of the market, I think they do have a right to play. But it is a small cap. And if NVIDIA really wanted to, they can spend $2 billion themselves to make this stuff in-house. So there is some existential crisis as well. But we will put them at B tier. Similar story to ASML. And that is the most talked about, hyped up top AI stocks of 2025. And fight me on it if you want to, but this is my view. And these are not investment recommendations for each of these. I'm not saying go buy Mastic, Coherent, or Lumentum. I'm saying the quality of the business model is relatively high for that tier. Same with A tier as well. The key here with memory, be extremely careful given how much the entire sector is ripped. All right? And I want you all to always remember, all because the stock went up 1,500% last year does not mean it can literally do the exact same thing this year. Historical performance is not indicative of current performance. And you have to invest at your own risk if you're looking at the space, because this is a very sensitive space. So you got to do your homework with this. The work that we did of looking at a chart, a website, and what they do is like 0.01% of the work that a true hedge fund investor needs to do before they pull the trigger on an investment. But what other ones should we be talking about? Put in the comments what other AI stocks are worth looking at. I am looking for a golden nugget, a business that is within the most niche choke point within the overall AI supply chain. It has to exist. I want to find it. Someone please put it in the comments. All right. What we got in the chat? ASML's, yep. UEV, vote tier. You will vote A tier on ASML. Chinese EUV development pressure, and their stock is getting somewhat overbought right now. Facts. All right, peace. Rich Topic, what up, Twinster? How you doing, dog? Man, we just out here making smart money moves, ranking the top AI stocks. Man, hope you had an incredible week, brother. Hope you had an incredible week. Honorable mention goes to Bloom Energy. All right. Okay, so chat wants us to take a look at Bloom Energy. They are up 542%. What the heck? Oh my God. Energy. All right. Wow. Jeez Louise. American company designs and manufactures solid oxide fuel cells, which independently produce electricity for on-site power generation in data centers, manufacturing, and other commercial sectors. My only question on that is how many batteries do they need for the data centers that exist? Like, if you look at the total pipeline of data centers to be built out, how many of them already have the batteries already in place? Like, is this a one-time purchase cycle for this kind of business? Or like, do they have some type of visibility into a very strong backlog for the foreseeable future? You know? Bloom Energy does look pretty darn cool. But let's add it to the tier list anyway. Let's add it to the tier list. So when it comes to Bloom Energy, let's find their logo and add it to the mix. So when it comes to the battery layer of the AI supply chain, I honestly, you want my honest thoughts, A-Dub? I'm putting it at C tier. And I'll tell you why. Batteries is a hyper commoditized product. It's kind of hard to think about it this way, but if you think about consumer batteries, think about how many batteries you can get that are AA, AAA. That same concept actually applies at a very smaller scale to enterprise data center batteries. It's just stored power. And there are so many other solutions that renewable folks and deep energy folks are thinking about of how to like store energy. And granted, the cells need to be like a specific spec, but innovation will lead to it. But there are so many overseas battery businesses, battery storage, etc. All these folks that specialize in creating consumer batteries, they are now retrofitting all of their production capacity to build enterprise grade like industrial high silicon type of batteries and all that. So it is a big space, and people have been trying to solve the battery storage concept for like 20 years. So it's really advanced. So there's a lot of folks out there, and there's a lot of capital to work, and a lot of folks are ripping broadly because of this like data center sales, you know? So I love the business. Well, I don't love the business. I like the business. The only thing that I don't love is the competitive landscape, right? And the second that Bloom Energy can't produce as many batteries that are required, odds are a lot of these data center customers are going to pivot somewhere else, right? Because as long as it can like keep up and turn on, you know, as long as it can keep up like the data centers that, you know, and I don't even know, is it for like backup power or is it for like sustained current like power without using the grid? One of those. Either way. Like I don't think they care about the brand of it as long as it works and has like quality uptime. You know what I'm saying? So, but there is a different degree of like good batteries versus bad batteries. But I will say there's probably 50 good brands out there for that tier of batteries. What do y'all think of the list? L list or W list? What do y'all think, chat? L list or W list? What would y'all say? I think it's a W list. I think it's a W list. And it doesn't have to be because it's like they're all accurate or right, but it's just like directionally the thesis for a lot of these. I think that's where folks are sitting. W list. Thanks, Garrett. I appreciate that, legend. I appreciate that, legend. And there you freaking have it. The top AI stocks of 2025 by Kenny Finance and Chat Capital. And as always, Chat freaking Capital. That's how we're rolling. Chat Capital might be the greatest investors of 2026. We're going to turn our $1,046 to $1 million soon. I don't know if it's going to happen in a year. I don't know if it's going to happen in 10 years, but eventually we're going to get to $1 million of AUM. In order to do that, y'all need to sub the heck up. All right? Well, let's rock. Yeah. W YouTube segment. Thank you, guys. That was fun. That was really fun. We learned a lot. Dang, that was like a 30-minute video. We're going to chop it up, of course, so people don't yell at me for having too long of a video. But all right, I'm a firm believer of free space optical FSO being the future of data transmission for AI. Which one does that? Is that what Coherent does or Lumentum? And I will put a disclaimer. I am a shareholder of Lumentum. Some kind of bias. Batteries need to be maintained 30 to 40% of revenues. Lots of contracts, cost prohibitive to switch companies. That's facts. That is facts. And the batteries do need to be maintained. And I like it because you can have kind of like the new battery sales and then the service revenue on top of that, if they aren't doing it using a third-party service. So it kind of just all depends on like what their service model like. That's what I would do. If I were these businesses, I would launch a really nice like service revenue or service business line to it. You know, chat? We out here rocking and rolling. Let me get back to my Spanish music. Get okay. We got 2 ads to play. We need a Chat Capital Spotify premium membership. I'm too cheap. This right here is my top AI stocks of 2025. Fight me on it. And I'll tell you a little bit about the S tier. The S tier, MasTech, it's a service layer. If you're going to build the grid, and if you're going to build out ADA's AI, and you're going to build out a new data centers, you need to have the people to do it, and MasTech does that. Coherent and Lumentum, they both kind of sit within the same tier, but they provide some of the optics and interconnects within the data center space, and that's a W segment. Now, everyone was yelling at me because they all thought that SanDisk and Micron will be S tier. They sit within the memory layer. And if anybody knows anything about AI, you can't get a hold of memory, even if it's on a consumer PC level. RAM prices have gone literally through the roof. But the only reason why I didn't put these as S tier is because it is a competitive landscape. There's a little bit of mismatch and lack of communication across stakeholders. And once that's aligned, I think folks are going to start seeing normalized pricing, and folks are going to find a solution instead of over-reliance on these memory folks. And also, opportunity cost of dollars. SanDisk has gone up 1,500%. It's not doing that again, I don't think. So it'll be tricky. Invest at your own risk. This is not investment advice. This is life advice, and we're just learning together. But where would you invest across all these? Which one do you think is the number one business on here, y'all? What do y'all think? What do y'all think is the number one business? $10,000 right now. Where are you putting your dollars? S tier, the service businesses, the optics companies, the A tiers, the memory stocks? Or are you going into Figma, buying dip? $10,000 right now. Where are you guys investing? If you had to choose one, besides buying an index fund. That's what Buffett says is the safest play. Me? I'm doing MasTech. Do your research on that one. That one's a cool name. That's a cool name. And as a disclaimer, I personally own a MasTech, Lumentum, and that's it. I don't have any memory stocks right now. Kind of pissed. Dang it, I should have had some freaking memory stocks. That would have been so dang cool, y'all. Little 1500 bagger. One of my hedge fund friends said, play memory very cautiously, like 1% of the portfolio. You know what's crazy? Like hedge fund folks, they'll allocate like 1% of a portfolio to like risky names. But for big names, they'll put 50% of the portfolio into that one name. 30, 40%, something like a big chunk. Because if you really want to make money in the markets, you're not going to make money in the markets by being crazy diversified. Like you got to have a little bit of concentration. Granted, you got to do your diligence. You got to be right about these names. But it's just like a lot of folks have a lot of their eggs in not just one, but like a handful of assets. You know what I'm saying? Garrett says COHR. That's a solid play. I would say COHR is kind of like a more institutionalized, diversified momentum. You know, I wonder how they performed against each other. Let's compare the stocks. Or no, let's add compare. Yes, these two. All right, let's compare it. The course of a year. Yeah, Lumentum went crazy. But granted, Lumentum's like a smaller name, more concentrated. But they both kind of sit within the overall same space. How did Light do today? And then what about oof. Ouch. Lumentum or AMAT down 6% today. Oof. Momentum. Dun, dun, dun. What about did Light? There's another one. A data. No, you can't buy that one. What happened with this name? Chip tool sell-off deepens. You know, what's interesting is like this one's likely going to have a crazy print. I think the stock's just kind of like normalizing right now. If you look at like the stock over the last year to date, literally 25%. Literally 25%. So I think investors are just cooling down on like that theme. But I think they're going to realize during earnings in a handful of weeks that it's just like everyone kind of needs these machines and they have like pretty solid capacity. What's the market cap? Oh, 255 billion. Which one did you say? MOD? Modine? What do they do? Oh, data center cooling? Thermal management company. That's a very, oh wow, they've been around since 1916. Dang, they've been around for a minute. But Vertiv is that big data center cooling business. Started as Modine Manufacturing, Spirax radiator for tractors. So they did cooling for tractors. They used to do the cooling for Ford Model T. Isn't it fascinating that businesses that have been around literally for like 100+ years and they're doing radiators and cooling tech for Ford Model Ts, but now they're serving data centers? It's crazy how a business can transition and pivot. Modine Manufacturing, 82% gain over the last year. What about of all time? 100%. That's not, you just got to find a big blue chip name that does something incredibly well and just hold it for the long haul. Stop trying to buy the dip, trade in and out. Focus on the things that actually matter, you know? I wouldn't say buy this, but it seems like an interesting thing just to learn about. Modine Manufacturing. How y'all be finding these names? It's so cool how you guys just come up with these names. I wonder how folks be finding this stuff at. I wonder where y'all freaking be finding this stuff at. So this was fun. It would be cool, like in a year, to revisit all these names to see like what worked, what didn't, and try to get a sense of like what themes we missed out on, where we were incorrect on. Granted, we're gonna be wrong on some parts. We're gonna be very wrong on some parts. All right, like there's gonna be maybe Figma rips, maybe, maybe Lumentum rips or crashes. Like, we're gonna be wrong on something. That's you live and you learn. But I'd be very curious where all this stuff plays out. Like I said, none of this is kind of like guidance to go invest. Is kind of just like my reaction to what happened last year. Because as everyone know, AI took off. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but it's in the pitch from Modine. Up 1,500%. Which one? Which stock was up 1,500%? I know SanDisk. I know SanDisk was. Oh, dang. But in the last 5 years, though. Sheesh. Yeah, in the last 5 years, it went crazy. That's actually wild. Merger announcement. Gentherm and Modine merge, spinning off a segment for a $1 billion deal. What's the market cap of this? I wonder what the market cap of this is. While we do this, let me get back to my Spanish vibe. Yeah, Garrett, I'm playing the exact same play. I'm just playing these windows. Like, I'm thinking of playing these windows. You know? Like, my play is strategically find the choke points, find the windows, make a bag or lose a bag, but then afterwards, index. Or like some very sound blue chip ones. Kind of like, I'll call it the cockroach businesses. It's where it's like the things that literally just like cannot die. The Cloroxes of the world, the Coca-Colas, like finding something like that and just letting it compound, you know? But I want to find like an undervalued one that folks aren't paying enough attention to. Like, there's no reason why Clorox, a blue chip, crazy, important name, is down 50% in the last 5 years. It's so mean. Like, why is the market punished? Like, the market is so weird right now. Like, if you're a investment fund and you're not allocated to like, that's the thing. Like, everyone just needs to be allocated to tech. So it's like a large rotation play for some of these other names, which could create incredible opportunity. Because when dollars leave a boring sector to chase the hype, the boring sector gets punished because of the selling pressure. And sometimes it's not warranted, meaning the underlying business is low-key good and solid. And then when things start to collapse on the tech side, investors start to rotate to safety and quality. And oftentimes, those Cloroxes of the world, the Coca-Colas of the world, the Build-A-Bears of the world, they start to have crazy rips again. You know? There's a lot of dumb money out there in the world, yo. You gotta understand that. There's like, in terms of the markets, there's an incredible amount of dumb money out there. That's out there chasing quick bucks, investing based on what the other person's buying. Like, stick within an industry that you know really well. Have conviction in it. When something like this happens, you own Clorox, the stock falls literally 50%. Buy more if you have conviction in it. They don't know the future price of the stock? Yeah. We gotta challenge ourselves to do that together, though, of like finding these stock like cockroach names. Alan Meckham was famous for this name, buying in at AutoZone. He crushed it with AutoZone. Hasn't really touched or moved this year, but like, it doesn't get more boring than AutoZone. You know? O'Reilly's. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. Simple business, easy to understand. These little dips here where it's like down 30%, 40%, they're buying more. They're buying that up like crazy. These little moments where it dips 20%, they're buying that up. This right here, when it falls, let me see, what's this dip? Like this. So 20% dip, folks are buying that up probably. Over last year, it's been kind of like noodling, chilling. People probably buying that up. You know? Things like AutoZone, Clorox, Coca-Cola. Let's see how they're doing. Disney, Coca-Cola. Nice. What about Disney? But Disney's being too involved in the mix with like the media and the streaming and all that stuff. It's really hard. It's really hard for them right now. It's hard to say that the narrative of like Disney's dominance of like historical brand and entertainment top of mindness is permanent, because it's like Disney's right to win is kind of like the memories that they're able to unlock for their consumers, but arguably other platforms are creating active new compounding memories. Like people actively have memories with HBO and little things like that, like HBO, Netflix. Like it's like real. They're real memories now, experiences. And Disney is like overextended in terms of like capex and fixed infrastructure and all this stuff. So I'm not too hot on Disney right now. But that's the challenge of the markets. It's like trying to find the crazy, boring niches that are like incredible. I'm trying to see. I'm going to pull up something, y'all. I had somebody pitch me a stock, actually. I'm trying to find it. You guys want to see what it looks like for, let me see. I'll show you guys what it looks like to have like a proper hedge fund pitch. Shatner. This person. Was it this? No. I'm trying to find yeah, I can't find it. But it was, let's see. What's it called? Was it Freshworks? Boom. What are the publicly traded fire hydrant sale maintenance companies? L typing. Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Boogie, you still in the chat? You trying to play some argument? Yeah, this one, Mueller. Mueller, MWA. Someone pitched me this stock the other day. Like, how many like fire hydrant businesses are there out there? You know. $4 billion market cap business. One of the largest manufacturers and distributors of fire hydrants, gate valves, infrastructure products. Sleepy stuff, y'all. Sleepy stuff. For the last 5 years. The only thing is just like it doesn't, these things just aren't sexy. It's not like crazy attractive. It doesn't rip like all the other stuff. A good boring type is maybe chemical company that is used to treat water, utilities water supply. Ooh, good. Yeah. That's a really good one. Phone Modine, because it's considered to be a classic boring business like fixed EME. Yeah. That's solid. What's EME? Engineering, construction, property management. Nice. What about what's this one? Powell Industries. That sounds familiar. Electrical equipment. They're huge. Stock. Comfort systems. Mechanical, electrical, and service. HVAC, plumbing. Huh. Huh. Oh. Go, shawty, shawty, go. Oh. It's crazy how like stocks can kind of just like not really move 20 years. And then it can go crazy. And that's like the market is just like, it's a scary market. Yeah. It's a scary market. It's just a scary market right now. Like it's like we're living in unprecedented times. But if you're not in the mix, you're out the mix. If you're not in the game, you're out the game. If you're not in the huddle, you're out the huddle. You know what I'm saying, chat? So there's money to be made out there. Like there is money to be made, and don't confuse yourself and think that you need to buy all the AI stocks to make money out there. Like there's other ways to make a play. Private business, public business, all kinds of things. Like you don't have to just be buying tech stocks to make money in the market. It's like there's other, like look at Build-A-Bear. Look at like Fix, Powell, EME, other things like that. There's a lot of really interesting, fascinating stuff that's kind of like low-key names that folks don't pay enough attention to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. You all net bullish or bearish on the markets? It's I'm bullish in the immediate short term, but crazy long term. I'm gonna have most of my stuff into privates, I think. Like I gotta play with the privates because I at least can control that, you know, a little bit. Sterling. What is Sterling? Hey, Dub, where do you find these things, bro? Sterling infrastructure. You know what I think is a useful exercise? What is this? The Russell 2000? What's the criteria? Under what? Okay, so under like 15,000, under 15 billion. I honestly think this is a worthwhile endeavor. I honestly think if you want to make some real money in the markets, do the homework to check out small caps. Russell 2000. I honestly think it's worth looking through each of these to see what the heck do they do? Do they have a defensible moat? Are they undervalued? And is it a fair price to buy into this business? And do they have the potential to expand out of the small cap? That's where the most mispricings are. Atlantica Yield that does electric utilities. Are they possibly serving all of the grids in America? That could be a banger thesis. All right. Avient Corporation, specialty chemicals. Are they potentially selling the essential chemicals that are used to clean up the utility water and wastewater treatment facilities? B&G Foods. Are they in every single grocery store in America? Ask yourself these kind of questions, but like go through each of these in the Russell 2000, and I guarantee you there is a 10-bagger there somewhere. Well, I don't want to guarantee, right? But do your homework, and that's where you can find probably the most value. I'm curious, has anyone done this before? Or does anyone know a Russell 2000 name that's good? Pitch it to me. Put it in the comments. I might buy it for Chat Cap. Well, I can't. Chat Cap has to vote on it. Russell 2000 is where it's at, low key, y'all. Cato Corp. Broadcasting. Granted, it will take us weeks to do it. Or hours with AI. You feel me? It used to get chat. It used to take weeks for an analyst to do this. Go through every single stock in the Russell 2000 to try to find an undervalued small cap stock. Now AI could potentially do this in minutes. AI is drastically changing the investing world. This is next stream. We are literally having AI help us scrub and find amazing, compelling cockroach-like businesses in the Russell 2000. WAI in the chat. That's going to be so sick. All right, let's see what we find out. So we got to stay tuned for that, y'all. We got to stay tuned for that one. That's going to be so fun. Maybe we do that tomorrow. Y'all out here got me cranking on the weekend. I really want to play Arc Raiders. But we got so much work to do. Oh, Rich Topic. There's a link in here somewhere. I forgot where the link is. But there is a... I'll show you what we did for Edwin. We made Edwin... Wait, what was the... What did we do? Here. We made Edwin a... Were you here when we did this? I know, bro. This looks so legit. Oh my gosh, this is so legit, guys. This is like... I can't believe we actually made this. Wow. Edwin's meeting with a management team member tomorrow of a bin cleaning business, and we made him a deal timeline, guide, diligence list, data request list, questions and topics. And this is a really awesome resource that we made for Edwin, but we share it for the whole chat. You don't know why? Because we're all freaking shred lords, dude. We're all freaking shred lords, dude. And it's designed, and I wrote this to kind of be useful to apply to like any type of business that folks are looking at or investing in. All right. Really good guidance from this guy, Kenny F. Ever heard him? Yeah, we're the number one analyst on the street, man. We're the number one analyst on the street, man. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, y'all ain't got nothing on our price targets. They ain't got nothing on. We don't even build models. We invest off of vibes. But Chad, I think we do need to build some models, though. I think we should. Well, I don't know. Alan Meckham doesn't build models. Let's see. Alan Meckham, hedge fund, building complex models. I think there's something explicitly where he doesn't build models. Like this. Yeah, this. I remember when I read this. Here. The men who came to understand. Listen to this, y'all. One day, a delegation of Manhattan's finest money managers, men who lunch at the Four Seasons and summer in the Hamptons, buttheads, fly to Utah to meet a college dropout who works above a They fly to Utah to meet a college dropout who works above a taco shop. Remember when I told you guys yesterday or like the day before that like he's such a low-key person that he has a small office above a Taco Bell? They came because this nobody was beating them in the markets, not by a little, by a lot. For 2 hours, they peppered him with the questions that mattered in their world. Do you have an MBA? He says, I dropped out of college. They say, what about your models, your algorithms? He says, I don't use spreadsheets much. It's all in my head. And he says, what's your market outlook? I don't know. This is bro, this is literally like me, just going off of vibes. It's not that complicated. Is it a good business? Are they trusted leaders? Do you think it's going to exist for the next 50 years? If so, buy it now if it's like fairly priced and folks are freaking out about it right now, right? Brendan O'Brien, one of the programs later, most people left the room mystified. They were expecting to see this very sharp-dressed, fast-talking guy. Instead, they found someone who violated every convention they knew. They showed up to a F1 race and found out the winner was driving a pickup truck. That is so good. I love that. The most beautiful thing, Meckham wasn't being coy. He genuinely didn't use models. He really didn't know where the markets were heading. He's built a fortune on the radical premise that maybe, just maybe, you didn't need any of the things everyone said you needed. Activity, he once wrote, is the enemy of returns. He was definitely driving a Ford Ranger. Or, hear me out, guys. This is the type of fellow that drives a 69 Camaro. Alan Meckham drives a 69 Camaro. You know? He's like, he gives me like Dominic Toretto type of vibes. In finance, here's he. In finance, you're supposed to do things. Trade, hedge, optimize, rebalance, have opinions about Fed policy. Meckham's response to this? Nah. He's such a vibe. He's such a vibe. But then here's his cockroach portfolio. If anyone wants to read this, I'm gonna put it in the Discord. I'm gonna put it in the Discord for all the Discord. Oh, I gotta respond to some of y'all. I don't want y'all to ask me some questions. We can read for the Shred Lords. Study up on Alan Meckham, one of the best hedge fund investors out there without beating the markets, without the BS and admin. Guy is goated. Let's see who actually reads this. Let's see who actually reads this. I've been giving y'all so many resources, but it's because I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody win so bad. I don't want to be the only person in a GT3 RS. I want to be pulling up in Texas at the red light with a Porsche GT3 RS. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, I don't want to be the only one to win in the chat. I want to pull up to San Antonio with a matte black GT3 RS. That's in my business's name for tax purposes because I got a logo on it. But I want to pull up and have one of my subs right next to me, you know? I want to see Richard. I want to see Rich Topic. I want to see Garrett, A-Dub. I want to see Boogie. I want to see everyone. I want to see all the guys. Cool Webby, Falarin. I want to see all y'all right there next to me. Driving y'all dream cars. Make it tax efficient. I want to be out there in Miami with Garrett. Making smart money moves. You know what I'm saying? I want to live a life where it's like, we did this off of patience and diligence. You know? Because there's going to reach a point, chat. There's going to reach a point where we get everything that we ever wanted. There's going to be a reach point where we get everything we ever wanted. And we just got to say, dang, we did it for the love of the game. This car is cool and all, but we beat the markets. You know what I'm saying? And we got Woe 99 in there too. In Chicago. I don't know if you're in Chicago. I just remember you said Chicago. But I want to see y'all at the stop sign living y'all dream lives. You know? Just rocking and rolling. Doing what we got to do, chat. Doing what we got to do. It takes a while to achieve your dreams, but we're not dissuaded. We're taking our time. Low rider. That's gangster. Low key, that's gangster. That's gangster, y'all. That's gangster, chat. We just out here making smart money moves, all right? I'm gonna end this thing how we started this thing, and that's what our boy Kayvon Music, man. We learned a lot today. We made some smart money moves today. More importantly, we gave y'all a resource if you ever want to look at a small private business, how to do it institutionally the right way for free. So just bang that like button and subscribe button. JK, you don't have to. You don't want to. If you want to, that's nice. I'm gonna get some dinner, a healthy one. Richard told me I can't get Shake Shack, so I'm gonna rock around. I'm gonna go get me maybe a little salad or something. Have a smoothie. But tomorrow, we're about to build some stuff. I'm gonna show y'all tomorrow on stream how I vibe code a CRM. I'm actually gonna show you. I'm gonna show my whole screen. We're gonna find customers for this business. Developers, investors, lenders. We're gonna populate the CRM tomorrow together. We gotta start pitching some stuff. You guys, if you haven't pitched a name to go in a portfolio, do it in the pitch doc. I'll put it in the chat. But put official pitches in there. I know I gotta look at some. But we're gonna have a pitch off. Saturday, Sunday, have a real pitch off. Our money's sitting in an index fund. It might be best. But we gotta rock and roll, y'all. We making smart money moves, y'all. So, as always, make sure y'all take care of each other. Make sure you take care of yourself. You can't feed the streets without taking care of home first, all right? And that relates to the mental, the physical, the spiritual. Take care of home before you feed the streets. And just make smart, diligent moves out there. You see the work we put in. We did all this work and we still haven't bought our name yet. It takes a minute, all right? It takes a minute to build conviction. So apply that to everything y'all got going on in life. Build conviction by doing the work. Do hard things, all right? Because we're just in the business of getting stuff done, Shred Lords. All right, I'm out of here. I'm about to go get me some food. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love. It's going to be the starting soon scene because I don't have an ending scene, but we going to rock and roll with that. Love y'all. Keep making these smart money moves. Peace.
A real hobby, it's not a real problem. And I still got it. I need $1 billion. Yeah.
That was like perfect timing. All right, bye, chat.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service.